Same bat channel, different hoodie. So I think we've all had a little bit of time to process what we saw in the Wood versus Lara fight. I want to say that I don't really think that allowing the contest to go on. I don't think that allowing the contest to go on would have resulted in a different outcome. Uh, uh, I just feel, however, that he should have been given the benefit of the doubt, given that it's a championship boxing match. That's one, and two. Lee Wood has been down before. He's a tough guy. I felt that in any event, the end result was going to be the same. I think Lara would have probably just stopped him in the next round had they allowed it to go on. But given the nature of the fight, that he's been down before and he's picked himself up off the canvas, you're nearing the end of the round. I felt that he should have been given the benefit of the doubt. But hey, the prediction stuck because I did go with Mauricio Lara to win inside of 6 to 7 rounds. That's what he did. So, it is what it is. What it do, Victor? What it do, Ivo? What it do, Jack? So, Wob, what it do? Yeah, bro. It's Saturday. Like, I wasn't even going to do 2 lives, bro. I wasn't, but I was like, yo, you know what? I ain't do a live the last 2 days, so why not? Yeah, I mean, I got tacos on the way for the fight. Not real tacos, Taco Bell, but it's not a lot of places around here to get real tacos, to be real with you. I hope they do Lara versus Lopez, Wood versus Josh. Unfortunately, that's the other angle of it that we got to talk about. That as great as that victory was, the featherweight division is divided. Right now, Mick Conlan, he's going to fight Luis Lopez. That's on the top rank side of things. And we're not going to get Lara versus the winner of that fight. We're not. When you think about the upcoming Ramirez Dogbo fight, we're not going to get that either. If anything, the winner of Ramirez versus Dogbe is going to fight the winner of Conlan versus Lopez before that, because they're all on the same side of the street. They're all with top rank. So, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not getting real tacos. My wife and daughter's out getting Taco Bell. It ain't real tacos around here, to be real. Actually, yeah. Also, Robisi and Dogbe. That's what I'm saying, Julio. Okay, we're not gonna get Lara versus those fighters, unfortunately, because Lara's with Matchroom. They're with Top Rank, so you know how it's gonna go. Like, you already know how it's gonna go. So don't get your hopes up. The most we probably get is either Wood versus Lara 2, or maybe Lara versus Wood versus Warrington. Maybe they could break it down that way amongst themselves. But we're not going to get a unification match involving Lara and those fighters. That's not going to go down. That's not going to happen. So I know Jay. They not even real tacos, bro. But it's what's around here. So it's like, well, what we going to do? And I'm going to open up the chat to the panel. I want to get everybody's thoughts. And please, gentlemen, let each other talk. If you hear somebody talking, don't cut them off mid-sentence. Let the motherfucker finish their sentence, please, because it's too much of that. I mean, I'm going to say this, Sawab. I feel that after a while, they're going to have to work together. I feel like after a while, they're going to have to work together due to being able to deliver content overall across the board, staying away from each other, and boxing being as fragmented as it is. It doesn't actually benefit anyone, to be completely honest. It doesn't benefit anyone that you can't rely on certain fights to happen due to politics. That's not really favorable for anybody in the business. So sooner or later, I feel like they're going to have to get wise, and they're going to have to, you know what I mean? They're going to have to work together. That's just how I feel about that. So
hello again, everybody.
So what'd you think about the knockout, Jay? Because were you here? Were you on, or did you drop off?
I dropped off. But I still saw the fight. Yeah, that shit came out of nowhere. I mean, Lee did good. He got back into the swinging things by round 6 or so. He kind of took control of the fight, and he was just doing good boxing, keeping it from mid to long. And yes. Then the 7th round, but the pace and the damage was really starting to accumulate. I saw it in his body language.
Yeah, he was getting hit with a lot of hard shots. He was.
Yeah. Then Bronco just landed that counter from hell, and that was it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a lot. It's not a lot to it, really. Like he was, to me, Lara was losing the fight. He was losing it wide for me, and he pulled out a left hook from hell. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm. No shame in that, man.
Not a lot to it, to be honest. We might get a rematch because they say he has a rematch clause. So,
shit, is that right?
Yeah, he has a rematch clause. That's what they said after the fight. So,
oh shit,
it is what it is.
Nice of you, by the way, Jules.
Oh yeah, I barely wear this shit. That's why I put it for the live. I'm like, I don't even be wearing this shit. It's too busy. It's got too much shit on it. You know what I mean?
Looking good, Jules.
Nah, you in Dubai, bro. You in Dubai, my guy. You looking better. You in Dubai,
my baby.
It's 6 o'clock in the morning here, bro.
So what you thought about? Did you see the knockout? What'd you think about the knockout?
Bro, I think it was a bit early because we have seen things would going through a bit. I think even in the Conlan fight, bro, I think that was a tougher fight for him. We could have done it, but you never know, bro. You never know. It's like Sporting Icons made a video, maybe this, or how Sporting is, always gives both sides. So you never know. But I think Wood could have pulled it off and he could have won by points.
Possibly. Let me go to Dom.
He was up, if I'm not wrong. He was up by 4.
Yeah, I think all 3 judges had him up just by different margins. I think two of the judges had him up by I can't remember, but all 3 judges had him up. I remember reading that. Let me go to Dom C. What did you think about the knockout?
Yo, it was good. I think it was a good call. I seen Lee Wood in the corner. He looked wobbly legs, just leaning on the ropes a little bit. I never seen Ben Davison throw in the towel for anybody like that so quick. So he must have had a reason. Was it quick
to you though? Was it fast? Like while it was going on, did you think, it's too soon for him to throw the towel, or you thought he was right on time?
I think it was definitely right on time. He was wobbly, and he would have been stopped.
Yeah, I mean, he will. Yeah, I mean, I agree.
Jules, there was still 10 seconds left. I think there was 10 seconds to the round. It's not like there was a minute or 2 minutes left. If I'm not wrong, I think
this isn't a gladiator sport, but I think he has a rematch clause to get it in. If he gets devastated, knocked out, and
I guess what makes me wonder about that is fights like it's fights like Chico Corrales versus Castillo. There's a lot of knockdowns in that fight, and they were hard knockdowns. And it's like, Chico got knocked down a couple of times in that fight, but he was given the chance to get up and rally back. So it's like, you just see that, and it's like, I dig it that like his legs was unsteady. That's a fact. He wasn't standing right. But it was only 10 seconds in the round, and you like, if he get a little bit of time in the corner, maybe he come out, maybe Lara don't press him right away. It's a chance. It's not a good chance, but it's a chance. But a chance. You feel me? That it's a title fight. Given the nature of the fight, should he not have gotten the benefit of the doubt? I'm gonna go to Mirage. Mirage, did Ben throw the towel too early, or you was okay with it? It was right on time. Like he's gonna get knocked out anyway.
Well, you're saying there's a chance he could have recovered. That is true, but the question is the likelihood of that chance versus the likelihood of him getting badly hurt in the coming in the follow up. Because let's be real, like he was out on his feet, like he was fucked up, and I'm the type of person I actually want to. I think they stop fights too early. Generally, I get pissed off. But to me, he looked like he was knocked out on his feet. So there was a chance, but I think it was like a fucking 10% chance or something like that.
That's now, Jules, I got a question. Compared to this stoppage, throwing the towel, compared to Sean Porter and Terrence Crawford, I feel like that was more like he had a better chance. Sean Porter.
I don't disagree with you. on that. Like, in other words, if I look at the fighters and how they moving and how they reacting, right, in the moment that they got knocked down or in the moment that the towel got thrown, I do feel that Lee Wood was more hurt than Sean when they threw that towel.
100%.
I do feel that there's a chance that Sean, I think he would have got knocked out anyway, but I'm like, Sean don't look spaghetti right now.
Sean still had his faculties.
He still had his
agree.
faculties, whereas Lee Wood. But this the other thing you got to think about. Sean wasn't protesting like that. Lee Wood was protesting. He turned around right away as soon as he seen the towel, like, yo, what you doing? Whereas Sean was more complacent. He kind of just capitulated, like, all
right, whatever, you know. So
I disagree, fellas. I mean, I think the key difference here is that Sean got dropped twice the same way in a row, in repetition, and Crawford had a lot of time to like finish him off, and he is one of the best finisher in boxing.
That's true. That's
Whereas
true. Yeah, that's true.
Lee Wood, he had 10 seconds on the clock. Like, are you sure? Are you really going to tell us that? Okay, consider that the ref was still assessing him, and then okay, let's say that shaves off 3 seconds. Like, all right, he can't survive 7 seconds in his corner while he's already in his corner. He can't shell up for 7 seconds, get to the stool, and then see, okay, if he can't fight, I'll just pull him here on the stool. We'll just retire him from the stool. And if not, then like, you know, he's a defending champion in his hometown. I feel, you know, maybe Ben Davis should throw the towel in on his coaching career. Who knows?
Do you think, Julio, do you think that was like because Ben is younger than other trainers, perhaps greener than other trainers? Like if it were, let's say, I don't know, a Freddie Roach or a Robert Garcia, somebody, you know, a lot of fights, a lot of these kinds of fights in their resume. Do you think they would have thrown the towel as quickly as he did?
No, because I think they've probably seen that happen more often. We're like, okay, he's hurt at the end of this round, but let me look at him when he's in the stool. If he makes it to the stool, though, and I think that he had a great chance to do that. He had a great chance to do it because it's only 10 seconds, and you know he's defending his belt in his hometown. Like, come on, let him be a champion.
But hold on. I disagree because Ben Davidson's a good trainer. He didn't stop a lot of fights I think that should have been stopped. The Tyson Fury's cut. Lee Wood already had a cut. He's already super wobbly. It's kind of like, you know, putting your prize dog in there and getting damaged more. He already had a cut. He was already barely can walk. He let Tyson Fury in there with, you know, damn near a third mouth on his eye or a second mouth.
That was a bad cut.
Is it fair to say like trainers are less inclined to stop fights than a ref? Like they have a lot more on the line. So the fact that he did stop it, we have to give him credit for. Like he recognized, okay, my boy's really hurt. We have to give that more respect because it's a trainer.
That's
he is. See, I'll agree to that because it is not an easy decision because let's say that Lara did fucking just blitz his ass afterwards, then he becomes the bad guy for not stopping it.
Yeah.
I mean, do y'all think Ben knew there was 10 seconds on the? Do y'all think Ben knew there was 10 seconds on the clock?
I honestly, I don't.
I don't think he knew. I just think he threw it in.
I think he just, but that's why it kind of looked like at least to me, it looked like he panicked because the guy got put down hard, and you could see when he got up, his legs was not under him, so he wasn't mindful that there's only 10 seconds in the round. If you let it go, he might survive.
He could survive. Yeah, he has a chance.
Like panic's a thing for sure.
And I think he panicked, but I think all of us agree though, in all likelihood. Wood would have got stopped, and he would have got stopped probably worse, took more punches that he didn't need to take. So it's like I'm not losing sleep over it, but in that moment, it did seem like, my guy, you don't want to give him 10 seconds? That's what's left, 10 seconds. Get a look at him in the corner, evaluate if he has something else he could come out and give, and just like Julio said, then pull him, but it felt fast is what it felt like. And we seen, especially if you older, and you seen fights where guys get put down hard, like real hard, sometimes harder than that. They were given the benefit of the doubt. Feels like Lee Wood was not given the benefit of the doubt. That's what it looked like. But yeah. Either way.
Ooh, that was a beautiful body shot by Sam. Oh, he put his ass down for the count, boy. Damn.
Bro, how is Figueroa Maxeo going to follow this fight?
It won't.
I mean, the thing is, can I say this? Look, I'm not trying to be like a snob or nothing, right? But Brandon Figueroa is not he's not very entertaining to watch, I want to say. He just looks like that balloon thing out of car dealerships. He just throws whatever, bro. He just it's not crafty. It's whatever. He throws whatever. That's how he go. And Mixayo, he's a very limited guy. Outside of the straight 1-2, he doesn't show much. He doesn't really show a good left hook or a good uppercut, good body attack. It's really just the straight 1-2 on repeat. He has power, but he doesn't have much in terms of variety, shot selection. So
that's why I had Fulton beating him slightly, because he saw everything Brandon was doing. And he was just easily able to counter him, more or less. I mean,
that and a lot of like Brandon looks like he's throwing arm punches to me.
It's all he pretty much did throw in the fight, really.
Just throws arm punches, it looks like, and his main thing, it looks like what he really has going for him is that he's very tall for those weights, 122, 126. He's tall for a super bantam or a feather, but he's not I don't know, like, he's just not a fun guy to watch. He's just messy, bro. He's just messy. Like, at least with Navarrete, when he lets his hands go and he throws a lot of wild shit, it lands hard and you can appreciate it. Where it's like with Brandon, it's just, I don't know, it's not the same quality, I guess.
Navarrete, he's got his own rhythm that he does. Like, he throws everything kind of in rhythm and sequence.
Yeah,
like with Brandon, there's like really no rhythm to what he throws.
It's a unique.
Brandon's best thing he brings to the ring is his ring generalship and his sister. I think every time
really, bro, it's his sister. Real shit, it really is his sister, though. Like, that's the best thing about a Brandon Figueroa fight. I want to say we got Mirage on here, so we got a good little Australian fight they trying to make. They trying to make Liam Wilson versus George Kambosos. Both guys coming off of losses. What do you think about that fight?
It seems like an appropriate fight, but even though I'm Australian, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Kambosos. Like, I'm not going to get on his dick or anything like that. I think it was he took advantage of the moment, but I don't have huge expectations.
But wouldn't you say that has the potential to be a very competitive fight on the premise that, especially at 135, which is where I think they're going to do it, Liam Wilson will be that much stronger at that weight because he's very big for 130. I don't even know how he makes that shit, let alone if he moves up to 135. Could he beat George Kambosos, or is George really a better grade of boxer than Liam Wilson?
A better grade of boxer? I mean, I think that's overstating it. I mean, I don't think he's proven to, even though he obviously had that, great win, he still has to demonstrate that he is that level of fighter, and getting his ears boxed off twice by Haney, that's not a good fucking representation. So he needs to do more. I'm not dismissing him completely. Like, he's not a fucking bum, but I'm skeptical that he's of that level to be like, a step ahead. I'm very skeptical.
Well, we can say at minimum, and some people interpret it as a flash in the pan. I don't know that I want to do that. He's got the Lopez win. Obviously, that's what put him on the map. But he also has a win over Lee Selby, who I believe, I'm not sure, I got to check. I think he was top 10 at the time. And isn't that better than a moral victory over Emmanuel Navarrete? Because it's really a moral victory more than anything.
You need to be careful, obviously. Obviously, styles make fights. Haney just might be the type of guy who has his number. And now people are dismissing Kambosos too much. Like, as a... No, and I'm obviously guilty of that as well, maybe. But, so, yeah, I'm still open-minded, but he has to deliver. I don't have a great deal of confidence, but I'm open-minded. Let's see. It's up to him. He can show, okay, Haney was his type of guy. He just had him. Let's see if he can continue.
Let's go to Hayam. Hayam, one, what did you think about the stoppage? Do you think Ben threw the towel too soon in the Lara versus Wood fight? And do you think that he should have given Lee Wood a chance to rally back, because there were really only 10 seconds left in the round?
I always believe in giving a warrior a chance. I always got respect for the fighter, for the warrior. I think it's all about him, and this is what he chooses to do. So I always believe in giving him a chance. But I thought the round could have been stopped. I thought the fight could have been stopped a round before that.
Really?
Yeah, he was getting hit a little too clean. I watched the fight, went beats round for round. We were watching it clean, straight up. We was watching it. He was getting hit a little too clean, went a little too many head punches. It was a little too crazy, and my indication that the fight should have been stopped is you've never seen a towel be thrown that accurately. They threw the towel directly at the referee's chest.
That's true. They do that shit at the ref, bro.
He threw that shit like Kobe.
The towel,
They damn near hit the ref in the face with that.
Bro, he threw that shit like a foil ball in a high school classroom, bro. Like he was trying to hit the ref with the fucking towel, bro.
Yeah, he hit the ref in the chest with the towel. That's how the ref got the actual towel. Go back and watch it. He literally hit the ref in the chest with the towel. That tells me that you saw something dangerous. So I gotta go with the corner and say, all right, I agree with the stoppage because he was taking too many clean hits to the head, man. It was a good round, maybe a round in 20 seconds total that he was taking clean hits. I gotta say, nah, he was knackered. He was tired. It didn't look good.
All
Once
right.
you get fatigued, you know.
All right. Let me go to country. You had time to process it. Was it too fast?
Yeah, I think so. No disrespect, Hein, but I disagree about being stopped around. It should have been stopped around before that. The round before was perfectly fine, but yeah, it was stopped too fast in there. I mean, honestly, Lara was going to jump on him. He might have got knocked out the next round, but I'm in agreement that they should have at least gave him the shot because look what they gave him a shot against Conlon and other people, so he should have at least got the chance to try. I mean, but also, too, I mean, I don't want to see him get hurt either. You know, I mean, he's not a robot. He's a human being. So it's a tough call, but I would have liked to have seen him get the shot.
Respect, fam. It is a tough call, but you fighting Mauricio Lara. You get hit in the head by Mauricio Lara, fam.
That's true, too. That's not a regular guy punching your dome piece in there. That's
not. Y'all know Knuckles from Sonic and Knuckles?
Mm-hmm.
Knuckles and Lara have a lot in common.
I want to go to Julio with this. Julio, what do you think about George Kambosos, Liam Wilson?
I mean, I think Kambosos has been at world level longer than him, so he should be able to handle him. But I think that, I don't know, man, if the Kambosos that comes out, if he comes in that fight like how he was under Javier Centeno when he was like, you know, smart, crafty, southpaw counterpuncher, then yeah, of course, I think he beats him easily. But if he comes out with all this weirdo shit where he's switching stances and all this dumb shit he was doing in that last fight, then I don't know. Maybe that'll even the playing field a little bit, but I still think Kambosos should take care of him.
I want to say that I think people are being a little bit unfair to George, that all of a sudden he's just this piece of trash when he fought two really good fighters back to back. That's how I look at it. He fought Lopez and then he fought Haney 2 times. He wasn't going to beat Haney, you know. And I don't think him losing to Haney the way he did makes him a bad fighter. It's really now that we're going to find out how good he is. Like, what else can you do at lightweight? Because too many people acting like he vanilla ice because of the Lopez fight. Like, oh, you just a one-hit wonder. Well, now he worked his way up to that position, you know. He did.
But compared to some of the lightweights that are around right now, like Morataya, Shakur Stevenson, Loma, like maybe he is vanilla ice. Like, not that he's a bad fighter, but just what are his chances against those guys at this point?
Well, I mean, I don't think he beat Stevenson at all. Like, I think it would be worse with Stevenson.
Does he beat Loma? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, listen, salute to George if he takes those fights. Like, maybe he can take tune-ups in between them and, like, you know, but he's going to lose those fights. I think he should just take the Lopez rematch. Go to 140, dude. Go make a bag and call it a day.
Who do you think he beats? Who do you guys think he beats at 135 pounds? Like, name somebody that y'all think that he would beat.
George?
Yeah.
He couldn't beat his beat at 135.
Damn, man.
I can't think of nobody.
No. Maybe he could beat a guy that is coming up in weight, but
Liam Wilson's coming up in weight.
George is food.
True, but he's big.
George is food.
Yeah, he does beat him, though.
So wait. Let me get it right. Nobody on the panel thinks he beats nobody at 135.
I believe he does.
Who he beat?
What's that
Hector Luis Garcia.
He beat Rayo.
What about that dude with the crooked eyes?
But surely you can see it. You can see that he's a live dog. He's a live dog against a bunch of people.
Nobody says this.
Is Burchelt at 35 now?
Bro, I think he retired, bro. I think he retired.
Kambosos would beat the break off him.
He beats Jules. He beats the guys moving up from 130.
Come on,
That's what I'm saying. Like,
come on, don't cop out. It's a lot of guys that. All right, does he beat Isaac Cruz?
No,
see, actually,
He don't beat Isaac Cruz.
I think he could outsmart Cruz, bro. Isaac doesn't have a fucking jab.
You don't think that'll be a pick and fight at least?
That's a competitive fight.
He'll be competitive against a bunch of people, but would you say I'm going to pick Kambosos to beat this guy confidently? No, he's in the ballpark. I think he's in the ballpark, but he can't separate himself from those type of guys.
My problem with George Kambosos, he got short, stubby arms. His arms.
He does.
He beats JoJo.
I think if George beats Isaac Cruz, it's equivalent to Benavidez being Plant, and he's Hall of Fame worthy.
Nah, look.
You know who he beats? Hold on, I got a name.
Hey, don't start, bro. Don't start. I'm chill.
Maxie Hughes.
Come on, y'all. See, this is the thing. Let me say this. You got Rayo, right? And I'm like, I don't know that he can't beat Rayo. Rayo got slapped by a dude he's supposed to beat, right? Then he get knocked out by a dude he's supposed to beat, De Los Santos. And I think I would give him decent odds to beat a Rayo. Yeah. Y'all don't think he can beat Rolly? What about Rolly Romero? He don't beat Rolly Romero.
He'll beat him easily.
I got a more important question for you though, Jules. After his last two showings, who the fuck wants to pay to see George?
That's not fair. That's what I mean. That's not fair.
I mean, in terms of what I'm
expecting. Haney's a spoiler.
Let me say this.
Let me say this. Go ahead.
Wait. Let me say this. That fight looked that way because of Haney, not because of George. Yeah. Not all George fights look like that. The Lopez fight didn't look like that. The Selby fight didn't look like that. That fight was like that. That it's like, well, it's really not entertaining. It's not high octane. That was because of Haney, because he slowed the fight down. That's not saying that moving forward, George can't be in an exciting fight. He can. I think he can.
What about Michelle Rivera?
Lopez, who he fought that was at the weight.
No, but I'm saying in terms of what I've heard behind the scenes, what George's expectations on purse is. Like who's he gonna fight?
That's a good point.
That's what I'm saying. And I think that's why I'm talking about, because he's over there bragging on Twitter about generational wealth. Cool, Craig. You know what I mean? No one's gonna pay you no more $2 million to fight, George. I'm sorry.
That's for real though.
He's gonna have to adjust his expectations.
And I think that's why he fired like Peter Kahn and Javier Centeno, because like, yo, y'all taking a big chunk out of this paycheck. Like, I'm gonna have to get somebody cheaper.
But he's Peter Kahn's the one that got him that motherfucking trailer fucking paycheck.
Bill Haney was telling him, yo, this guy works hard for you too. Like, chill out with all that shit. Like, you know.
I think that was some backstabbing shit, to be real. I think that was some backstabbing shit.
From what I heard,
Centeno, he was looking.
But from what I heard, he was trying to short from sources. He was trying to shortchange Centeno on the percentage at the last minute, not pay him. He was trying to do the same thing to Khan. They're all going to litigation, and he tried to do the same thing to motherfucking bald head fucking Lou DiBella, and Lou DiBella was going to stop the fight. So George has been. The thing that don't get talked about in boxing enough is the snake fighters that snake the fucking trainers. Trainers get it at the worst.
George is a cheapskate, yo.
You also got to remember what George was saying going into that fight. Going into that fight, he said if he lose, he gonna retire. So from where he was sitting, he was trying to get the most out of that purse. Now I guess he decided, he did some soul searching, and he decided, all right, I'm not gonna retire. It's other fights out here for me. Which, you know, honestly, it is some good fights out there for him that I think he could have in Australia that they're not far-fetched. Like him versus Brock Jarvis at 140, that's not far-fetched. You could do that. Him versus Liam Pardo, even though he's going to be smaller than Liam.
Bro, Liam Pardo would destroy him, bro.
I know. But that don't mean they're not going to do it. Don't forget that Stevie Sparks went up and fought Tim Tszyu at 154, bro. Motherfucker,
yeah, that's true.
He did that. He was standing in for this cat, for Michael Zarafa. So
Stevie Spark and Liam Pardo are, for me, they're live guys at 140, and I think they'd run George over.
I think Steve. That's the fight that I want.
Did George beat Jojo Diaz?
See, yes, I'm saying that. Like, I think he could beat Jojo.
I hope George beats him for the fucking pedo shit he be doing.
Where I heard remember the unsolicited.
He in litigation for that right now.
Yeah, and it don't get talked about enough that they're like, yo, that's some grimy shit. But I'm gonna say, I do think he could beat that guy. I think he could beat like the Mercito Hestas of the world, who Jojo Diaz is about to fight. He's about to fight that guy. I think he could beat that kind of guy. But the idea that you could go from being unified, Ring Magazine, lineal to this dude don't beat nobody in the division.
Yeah. Not only that, but like you said, $2 million paychecks. Like you're not going to get that fighting JoJo.
That's my thing. Is George Kambosos, does he still think he's a 7-figure fighter after coming off 2 losses?
But let me ask you a question. In Australia, is he not that?
Ask Mirage.
Mirage, if it's only he would know. If it's George Kambosos and Liam Paro, or George Kambosos and Liam Wilson, right? What does that do in Australia?
Nobody knows about that fight in Australia, to be honest.
Mm.
The fighter, the only Australian fighter that gets like on news.com, like the main page of news.com, Tim Tszyu.
Yeah, I knew it.
We talk about Tim Tszyu all the time when he's fighting. Nobody even fucking heard of Kambosos before he won the titles. Even after he won the titles, he made headlines for like a day. So he's not making cash over here. That's not going to be a big fight.
Apparently him and Tim Tszyu don't like each other.
Well, that's what I was going to ask Mirage about this, because a couple of months ago, well, not even a couple of months ago, it's been like, I think it's been a little like a year. He started talking crazy to Tim Tszyu about who's the pay-per-view king in Australia. What did you feel about that?
Well, Kambosos, like, he's just a big mouth. That's the perception over here. Just a big mouth little motherfucker. And that's why, like, from what I understand, he's not he doesn't have a huge fan base over here. He rode the wave for a little while, but yeah. And I didn't like when he won the belts and he came over here and he started wearing the flashy suits and he started calling Haney the snitch. He started talking all this big talk. That was fucking cringe.
But let me ask you,
Aussies don't like that bullshit. We see through that bullshit.
But I gotta ask you a question. Let me give you. This is the real question. He was able to get, what was it, 40,000 at the Marvel Stadium. So would he have become a draw had he beat Haney? Because they were at least able to pack the Marvel Stadium with that fight, so people knew about the fight at least, and they came. I don't think they were there to support Devin, right? They were there to support George. So,
well, over in Australia, the boxing scene these days is pretty shit house. Like, we don't get big fights, so when we do get a fight like that, I mean, they do come out. They do come out for the Aussies, sort of like, but there's a difference between like genuinely like, being supportive and just like, okay, we're gonna run with it. We're gonna run with this sort of. He's our champion. We're gonna run with it. There's a difference. But if he did win, then it would have started being like Jeff Fennick. Jeff Fennick was beloved. Jeff Fennick was a huge star.
Yeah.
So if he started to win fights, then he would have been on that path to sort of Jeff Fennick.
I think what Mirage is saying too, though. I think what Mirage is also saying, because when George was over here during the Tio shit, we felt bad for him because Tio was doing his fuck shit, and then the Triller thing. But as soon as George won, he turned into this mob boss. Like, come on, George.
That's the other thing. That what happened to Tio ended up happening to George. When Tio won, even the people that picked Loma, they were still kind of happy for him because he's young and the world his oyster, feeling good for the young.
And I picked Tio that fight.
And then he turned into Captain A-Side Superstar asshole face. And it's like, all right, bro, like, you need to lose them belts, bro, because you just an asshole now. And the same shit happened to George. It's like, bro, lucky.
I mean, it was funny, like, George told Tio, he told Tio before the fight, like, those belts are your curse. Well, the same shit happened to you, too, once you took them. You turned
and then George, because George is the type, like, you tell, he could talk cash shit, but you can't do it to him. Case in point, when Bill Haney threw the Art of War book at him, he had like a little bitch face on him, like, oh, that's what we're doing, George? You talking all that shit?
Well, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say shout out to Devin because he the same. He not acting no different, really. Now that he undisputed, he really not acting different. You don't see him talking shit every 10 seconds, and it's not on the art of deception like it is with George and shit. And he about to fight Loma, so I ain't mad at that at all. I love that fight. I still really haven't.
Could they announce that fight for God's sakes? I mean, I'm starting to get impatient.
I mean, it's the other thing is I'm patient with them because this is a fight that's for May. That's like fucking 3 months from now, so they got time. They got time.
So it's for me. That's a guarantee.
You know what I'm
Okay.
I'm getting impatient with, and I know Jules will probably second me. They need to fucking press that fucking Mauricio Lara poncho up, throw it on his site, and sell that motherfucker. That shit was clean as fuck though.
Yeah, that shit was alright. But
It's better than.
what I'm gonna say is they announced that these two bird brains have signed the contract. I finally went to look at the tweet, and you know what caught me is that I'm not excited. Is anybody on the panel excited? And don't just say the shit because I said the shit. Are you excited that they signed the contracts or not, Ryan and Javante?
No.
Is anybody excited?
I'm not.
I had the same response. I read the tweet and I was like, "Oh, whatever." I did not give a fuck.
To me, it's kind of gone along the same path as Spence and Crawford. It's like so much BS taking so long. I've lost interest in a way. It's like, all right, it's on. Okay, big deal.
Yeah, my response is like until they're in the ring, there's no fight. So,
well, for me, I understood that Ryan was. I feel like he was the one who wanted a rematch clause because I never heard any stories of Javante ever thinking about wanting to rematch someone.
Yeah,
but
the other shit is we can't ad lib, and that's what I would be doing if I tried to turn a story where the story is the Davis people wanted a rematch clause. I'm gonna turn around and flip that on him. That's not the story. The story is your people want a rematch clause, not his people. Your people want a rematch clause. I'm not gonna make that Ryan fault.
I feel like it would be more. If I had never seen it for Javante, then I would expect it for maybe Oscar De La Hoya wanted it for Ryan, or it was maybe that side. I'm not trying to.
Their only thing was if there's a rematch, then the DAZN
I'm excited. I'm excited that one of the fucking jerk offs is gonna get exposed and fucking not be a factor in boxing for a while. But as far as like it telling us it changing the game and bringing boxing to the forefront, it's not that kind of fight. It's going to do, if I'm being generous, 600,000-700,000 pay-per-views.
Yeah,
generous.
I thought about it, and I've been thinking about it, and somebody posted a tweet that kind of put it into perspective. That I think it was Fight Oracle, as a matter of fact. He said that look, Davis don't sell pay-per-views, and Ryan's never even been on pay-per-view. So
that's what I've been saying. Like, people are saying 1 million pay-per-views. Where's the evidence?
But remember,
350 max. 350 is the baseline. Like that's
the last fights on that level. The first two Triple G and Canelo fights, ESPN was in Vegas the week of the fight doing first take and shows from the Grand Arrival. Monday through that Friday, they were doing that morning show there. Are they going to do that for Ryan and Tank? Fuck no.
No, it's not like that's.
No, I'm just saying the level of what they're saying it is, and the level of attention that it's going to get. It's not going to get that mainstream media attention. There was CNN, that motherfucker.
If I'm being real, I'm more excited for Paul versus Fury than that shit.
Me too.
But hang on, isn't this a sad indictment on the state of boxing? Like
no, wait, no. I'm gonna say it's not a sad indictment on the sport of boxing because there are fights in those divisions that I'm genuinely excited about. Like Prograis versus Catterall, they talking about doing that. I love that fight. Loma versus Haney at 135. I love that fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Jules, hang on. We're talking about in terms of mainstream publicity. Nobody knows who the fuck Prograis and Catterall are. So in terms of the mainstream, that actually is, like it or not, it's a big fight. Davis and Garcia.
I think
one of the biggest fights.
I think that's the consensus, but it's a bit like overstated because Tank's never done more than 250,000.
Oh, it's not going to get a million pay-per-view. That's
right.
Yeah, obviously.
Right, I think it'll do a great gate, but as far as actually breaking out to the public, where's the evidence that these guys can
look?
The
real shit is that they try and act like this fight is going to do some major shit for the sport. And it's not
acting like this is like Leonard Hagler or some shit.
If it does 500, it's going to be.
The funny thing is, can I say this though? A super fight usually means it's the two best guys in the division.
And
for
this
the
is
two
not
best
bad.
pound for pound guys.
And this is not that. Like that's what I'm saying. That like it's like legitimately, what the fuck is this fight about? It ain't
It
about.
is
It ain't really about a belt. It ain't about I'm the best 140 pounder. No, the fuck you not.
Clout belt. It's for clout. That's
What?
it.
This is
But
about
with
hype
who?
and reputation.
No, but with
It's not
who
about
though?
Social
But
media
it's still a
clout.
fight you're gonna watch.
Yeah.
Though.
So what's this
Is
going?
it on the zone?
So what's this about? Who got more TikTok followers?
Yeah, the
It is,
IG
yeah, it
belt.
is. But that's.
No,
I mean,
literally, yeah.
sadly, I mean,
Because
what's a bigger fight in terms of mainstream than this in the next 6 months?
Okay, can
I
I
mean,
say this? Let me say this.
Canelo Ryder.
That's
No,
it,
no.
Canelo Ryder.
Wait a minute now. Don't shit on that because they're gonna do. When Canelo move, like stop underestimating how much that kid moves the needle. Whether you like him or not, he moves the needle. All right, that's reality, bro. That's why he get the big bucks. That's why he was in the Super Bowl commercial. If they was the ones that moved the needle, it would have been them up there in that Super Bowl commercial. So don't underestimate his ability to move the needle. He
No,
moved the
I'm not
needle.
denying Canelo's ability to move the needle. I'm saying he's the cash cow of boxing, so he's number one. But these guys, you have to admit, in terms of like mainstream popularity, in the next 6 months at least, they are the second biggest fight that's going to get the news attention. Even though it's Instagram,
let's say this, Mirage.
it's still going to be.
Let's be fair. Let's say this. If Usyk versus Fury gets made in the UK, would you not say that fight rivals this fight in popularity domestically in that region of the world? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't even know how much the Brits care about some Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia, bro. I don't remember when they fight. This is gonna be like 6 a.m. over there. Do they really give a fuck?
Okay, but the fact we're even comparing unifying the heavyweight division to this,
that's a good point.
This shows, okay, this is a pretty big fight in some way.
That's a good point.
But first off, some people believe Tyson Fury is gonna beat Usyk. We don't know who. Like some people believe Ryan's gonna beat Gervonta. So it's really a big fight. I mean, let's keep it real.
Yeah, who do y'all got?
Like it or not, that's a sad state. I mean, yeah.
It's biased if you say it's not.
I mean, is it a bit? I measure it in terms of this. Is it going to do what Usyk and AJ did on pay-per-view?
No.
In either one of their fights?
Absolutely not. And it's
like
not,
I said, it's a cute little nice
other shit is this is
big
why
fight in parentheses.
That's why I always say this is American xenophobia because a lot of people are playing dumb. The size of the pot for this fight is nowhere near the size of the pot for Joshua versus Ruiz 2 or Joshua versus Usyk 2. It's nowhere near, bro. They're not playing with the same kind of money. It's nowhere near. So let's look at American shit. Is this fight bigger than Canelo and Cotto was? No. Is this fight bigger than Canelo and Golovkin was? No. Is this fight even bigger than Canelo and Chavez? And that fight was a fucking joke.
Oh,
I knew the fight was a joke. But
it's biased, though.
How is that biased? I'm putting it on the same scale as other pay-per-views that happen in America.
It hasn't happened yet, so how are you going to know the pay-per-view? It's downplaying these guys. This is a big fight.
You think it's going to do a million? You think it's going to do a million?
I believe it'll be close.
Man, okay.
I believe it can do more.
Based on
but that don't drive me. I don't get none of that money, so that don't drive me.
No, right. But I'm just asking, like if you say that, sure, but like, what is that based on exactly?
Yeah, what metric is
Like,
that?
It's based on
So
because
who
like you're
is that
downplaying.
doing all that extra shit, man?
Yes, someone's getting their ass whooped. In the
What did Canelo Golovkin get? 3, like 800,000?
There's two numbers out there, bro. And I go with the official press release because you can't fudge the numbers in an official press release. The official press release stated from the zone themselves, it did over 1 million. 800,000 of the million came from America. That's their own numbers, not me.
Well, historically, they use domestic numbers, so that's the one we should focus on. Historically,
Let's
Oh,
keep it real, Jules. This is the first time
800,000.
I've seen the zone really join up with anybody to make a co-ish promotion-ish thing where you can watch on the zone and on pay-per-view and PBC pay-per-view and Showtime pay-per-view.
And hopefully that results in more buyers, Dom. But at the same time, you got to realize you talking about a kid that been on pay-per-view 5 times, right? He been on pay-per-view 5 times. That's 5 times over the course of roughly 2.5 to 3 years. And his numbers, they really haven't moved. Like they haven't. You haven't cracked 300,000.
This is a big name.
All right. So let's look at the dude you fighting. Let's look at him. Has this kid ever been on pay-per-view?
Oh
No.
my God, he can't. Fucking DAZN only got Canelo and AJ. The fuck?
That's not the
But-
question.
But that's
That's
not
not
that's
the
not that doesn't
question,
define
my
whether or
guy.
not he has pay-per-view potential though.
I think
If
it's
they think
biased
they
when
can
you
sell
downplay
him,
because
if
this
they
is a
think
good fight that even you guys were arguing. I've heard, oh, I want to see this. If they drop this, this is going to be the worst thing. This is the biggest fight that I believe is going to go through in 2023.
I
Tyson
don't.
Fury is kind of
Sorry,
acting
I
weird.
disagree with that.
I
I
don't
think
have
it's a
no
good
reason.
listen. I think it's a competitive fight, but it's not the biggest fight of the year.
There's no
My
metric.
God,
there's
you
no
gotta
metric
fight.
for
You
to
gotta
say that.
fight. You got fights that fill stadiums, right? That's happening this year. That's reality. You got fights that's gonna fill stadiums this year.
Who's bigger than this though?
Usyk and Fury is bigger than this. It's not
If
even
it
close.
happens, if it happens,
I'll give you. I concede that if it happens, I do concede that.
I'll
There's a
tell you
chance.
another one that's bigger than this. Jake Paul versus KSI.
By and large, it's bigger than
Boom.
this. By and large, it's bigger than this.
what about
That's
Jake Paul
not
versus
happening,
Fury? That's going to be
not
pretty big.
happening. Is that happening? Jake
Yeah,
Paul
no,
That's
versus
next,
it's still
bro.
on.
That's
It's
next
still on.
week, bro. That's
He
done.
said Jake Paul versus KSI.
Oh, that's supposed to be later on this year. That's supposed
Come
to be
on,
towards
that's
the
not
end.
even-
Of
we don't-
The rematch with Canelo Bivol is going to do better numbers.
I just don't see like I just don't see.
Numbers.
I gave it the benefit
That's
of
if
the doubt.
Canelo gets
before.
through Ryder.
I gave it the benefit of the doubt before, but I'm like, yo, for real, Ryan ain't never been on pay-per-view. He never has. So it's hard to say, yeah, this shit gonna do million. Like, nah, fam, this kid, if he could have been on pay-per-view, don't you think he would have been on pay-per-view? They ain't put him on pay-per-view yet, right? So how the fuck we get that he this big ass superstar draw? Because he got Instagram followers. It's bitches with big asses that got Instagram followers.
I'll say this though, like based on like who follows Ryan, which is like like teenagers and people who are into interior design and all that weird shit. All his social media followers, that is like the people that if we want to have a super fight, but that's what I'm saying. If
That's what I was wondering. Are they gonna buy the fight?
Right, I'm saying that's not the traditional boxing fan base. That's true, but if he can get those people to buy pay-per-views, that will make the fight bigger. Because it's people who don't give a shit about boxing buying it. That's what we need to make these fights big and to keep boxing alive. Is like
I looked at his last gate. The numbers for his last gate. It wasn't no crazy shit. It was like a little over 1 million at the gate, right? For Ryan's last fight. It wasn't no crazy shit. And I'm like, bro, if you was getting crazy bread, like if you really a crazy draw, it's always going to show up in the numbers. It don't show up in his numbers. So I'm like, I'll concede that this will probably do maybe 600 to 700,000 buys. That's a modest number.
I'm doing 350.
And when it doesn't, then you should obviously, respect it. These are two good fighters. Ryan's obviously got the Mexican fan base. Gervonta.
No, he doesn't. I don't know why.
Like, why we keep hearing that?
What?
He got
What?
TikTokers, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, his fan base aren't traditional boxing fans.
Respectfully, bro. Where do you live? What state?
He in New York, bro.
So you're not Mexican?
No, he in New York. But he going to tell us how Ryan got all the Chica. He going to tell us, bro.
That's just wild, bro. Like I don't get how non-Mexicans tell who got the Mexican support, yo.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Then he don't got Mexican support. Who does he got then? Like.
He got young kids. He got
people who like interior
programmers,
design.
That's your opinion. That's your
People
opinion.
who
No, he does. It
It's
ain't
not
our
my
opinion. It's the truth.
It's a fact. I live in LA. I got dual citizenship in Mexico. Ryan Garcia could do a press conference here, and the construction vatos and the vaqueros, they're not going to go see him, bro.
That's
like,
the wild shit. That motherfuckers will swear
bro.
on a stack of Bibles because he got TikTok.
Yeah, his
because
fans
he
are
got
like
Instagram.
His fans are girls on social media.
Do you think
find him attractive?
The Mexican dudes working 14-hour construction days, snorting coke, are gonna go see? Are they going to Ryan Garcia?
All of the Mexicans working 23 hours in the heat. They do not care about Ryan Garcia.
You think they gonna look at his painted pinky nail and they gonna be like, "That's my vato, Holmes"? Like,
The
nah,
motherfucker don't even speak Spanish. Like, I don't know. He don't speak Spanish.
But look, I'll cop to his point though. Like, the people who support Ryan are not traditional boxing fans, and those are the people that do move the needle. It's the casual viewer. He can convince casual viewers to buy pay-per-views.
You know what
he is a star.
What the wild shit is look, right? Peep the shit. This is what I think of Ryan. He could go in there, right? Let's say he catch Gervonta with one of them. Where he from in California?
Victorville,
Yeah,
where they're
Victorville.
fucking dope
Hit him-
fiends.
he
It's
hit them with-
basically
He hit he hits him with the greatest left hook that anybody from Victorville ever threw in ever, right? And he knocked out. Right?
Can I tell you
Hold on.
something?
No, I'm
And
not
like,
done. Hold on, wait, I'm not done. I would still pick Devin and Shakur to school as
That's
kids,
what I'm
yo.
saying.
I'm trying to tell you, like, it's not even like, nah, man.
people
Nah,
are
B.
overestimating Tank's star power and Ryan's. Case in point,
I agree.
Sinisi Estrada's next fight. You know who's asking to go to her fight? I'll tell you right now. Halle Berry's trying to get tickets. Ben Affleck and J Lo.
Ooh.
And a couple
She
other
in with the
A-listers.
star, because she in with the stars.
Exactly.
She in
And
with
if
the
those-
stars.
And if that level of money and fame is not going to be ringside at Tank and Ryan, it's not this fucking thing y'all trying to make it seem.
But I do think Shannon Sharp gonna be at the fight.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, like I think it'll be a good
fight.
gate.
Does this fight do more than Chavez Jr. versus Sergio Martinez that did $500,000?
That's what I'm and this is the point that I'm making. Look, I think a lot of people knew in Canelo, going into Canelo versus Chavez, a lot of people knew that Chavez is not for real, that he gonna get beat. Everybody knew that shit. But it did $1 million with motherfuckers knowing that shit. They're like, bro, he gonna get beat. He just gonna get his ass beat. That's what's gonna happen. But 1 million people still bought it. And I'm really starting to wonder, can they move 1 million with this? I'm not saying that they won't. I don't know. But when I look at the numbers, which usually tell the story, hey, Javante, you ain't even cracked 300,000 yet. And Ryan never been on pay-per-view, so we don't even know what the fuck. We don't
That's
know
what
what
I'm saying, bro. If Ryan was doing like 300K consistently, okay, cool. But the dude hasn't even been on pay-per-view. Like, so where is this 2 million, 1 million buy shit coming from?
I don't know, B. See, with Canelo and Golovkin, it was different. How I know. Before Canelo fought Golovkin, he fought Cotto, and they did damn near $1 million with that fight. Damn near $1 million. It was like 900,000.
Okay.
And we know what he did with Floyd. With Floyd, it was 2 million between the both of them. We don't have no gauge for Ryan. We don't have no gauge. Like, bro, we don't really know who fuck with you outside of TikTokers and Instagrammers.
But when it happens, it happens. But the main reason why I wanted to call in was the biasness I seen on the zone for Laura. I was like, damn, they ain't got no respect. Even when Laura was doing work against Lee Woods, I feel like they never respected the work he did.
Yeah, he was meant to lose. He wasn't meant to win that
For
fight.
like all the Mexicans. Oh, Mexican Laura, it was just crazy.
Well, I'll say this: they would have preferred. They would have it's not a secret that they would have preferred that Lee Wood would have won because Lee Wood sell tickets, and if you do a fight with Lee Wood and Warrington over there, they're gonna do buku dollars with that. So it's not a secret that they wanted him to win. You know, it's kind of
It
obvious.
was just crazy. It was just crazy. They kept on mentioning Mexicans. Well, the Mexicans are. It was just.
That's just different. Funny. That's how they are over there. It's not disrespectful. It's just they rooting for their guy. But
the other shit is this is why I don't get mad at that. If that same fight playing out the same way would have been in Mexico, we would have said, "Oh, they not being nice to Lee Wood." That's the game, bro. Like you can't get mad at that. That's just the game.
And to be fair, when we were scoring it, we had Lee Wood up.
Shit, I had Lee Wood
up comfortably.
For real, like I had him. I think I only gave Lara 1-2 rounds. I had Lee Wood.
We had it like 5-1, 4-2. Around there.
I can only gauge the 10 days I was in London, UK, hospitable, but they're gonna root for their guys.
At the
same I had Lord getting that KO though, 100%. I just felt it was coming.
Well, I picked them in round 6 or 7.
And how big is the rematch now?
I mean, that's another thing. They could do that rematch and it'll sell because Lee Wood was winning that fight. People know
what was the venue. What was that, like 6,000-7,000 in there, Jules?
Yeah, that was a little more than
they could probably double that now.
A Hulu theater. That was a little more than a Hulu theater. So it's like, that's a good sized crowd. They could sell a rematch, but the other thing is he don't really need the rematch. He could fight Josh Warrington. Y'all both fuck around as damaged goods. Y'all could do that fight.
He could take a tune up and do the rematch, and the venue size will be double next time.
Because the other thing for Lara is, as unfortunate as it is, he not gonna get no unification matches. Top Rank gonna make the winner of Dog Bay Ramirez fight the winner of Conlon Lopez. That's what they gonna do. And the other belt, I forgot what's going on with the other belt at 2-6. Who got the other belt? BO is Ramirez Dog Bay.
Brandon got the WBC, I think.
Luis Lopez is IBF Luis Lopez. Then
nobody wants to go through that gauntlet of fucking Chilango Lara.
Yeah, that's not like who the fuck.
Ray Vargas doesn't count because he's not going to unify with nothing. So
motherfucking Lara fought the one dude in that whole weight class that want to fight him. That was the one dude that won. Ain't nobody gonna pick that. Like, nah, I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? So
because you're gonna hit. Lara's gonna let you hit him with everything you got,
bro. He got hit with
everything he got.
He got hit with so many left hooks, bro, and he just nothing, bro.
He ate them motherfuckers. Like what,
bro? He knocked him out with the left hook as Lee Wood was throwing his own left hook.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
crazy fight.
It was show and tell, bro. It was show and tell. Like, I seen your left hook. Let me show you mine. Moot. That shit was
Lara showed you though. He don't like any fighter. He don't like it to the body.
This whole division is
that's the only place you can get him because hit him in the face.
It's body punches, bro. You throwing body punches, right? That side of your face is not protected, so it's not like you just get to throw to the body. Nah, you got the gamble throwing to the body because if you throwing to the body, all of that is exposed. So it's a trade-off, bro. Go to the body.
Jules, was Lara exposed?
Nah, I don't think so.
No.
It's like he is what he is. Like everyone knows what his weaknesses are. Like everyone knows what Lara does poorly and what he does well. I feel like he's just he is what he is.
Well, Wood was standing up strong, infecting the game plan until it didn't work, until he couldn't sustain it no more. That's what we said in the beginning. Like he got to do this to win. But can he do it for 12 rounds?
We all
can't break that distance. He had success in the being closer. In the beginning, the distance.
Exposed is revealing something that you didn't know. That's exposed. Like if a guy got a glass jaw, that's exposed. God really don't like it to the body. Like Thurman got exposed in the Collazo fight that you can't take it there. Like it actually hurts you there more than the head punches. You can take the head punches, okay, but the body punches not so much. Lara got exposed that you didn't. What did you learn about that fight that you didn't already know? What did you learn about Lara that you was not aware of until that fight?
To me, I believe in that fight, Lee Wood
his chin ain't as good as you think it
better,
is.
and he had a.
I knew that he got knocked out before. He got knocked out in 2018. I knew that.
And the in and outside movement, moving in and out against Lara actually is effective. Not engaging him continuously, but moving in and out a range that works with him. I think those are the two things that I saw.
I think people have had success against him doing that already, though, because Lara is what he is. Like he's just you get what you get with him. We already know.
If you feel it, like I guess when I hear somebody say that he got exposed in that fight, I'm like, well, what the fuck did you think he was going into the fight? Nothing surprised me. Like,
you wanted to see Lara bouncing on his toes, doing the shoulder roll and shit. Like, he's
and the funny thing,
I think people thought that he was somewhat of a Joe Joyce, a juggernaut, not a Joe Joyce, but
bro, how is he not a juggernaut? He got hit with like fucking 100 left hooks.
We thought he was more of a new way. We thought he was more like of a new way.
Nah, I didn't think that. Yo, on the panel, who thought he was like he knew it?
Nah, he's not, because he's not a technician, but he's not sloppy.
He has power
either.
in his punch.
Yeah.
He has power in his punch where he steps inside and hurts you and you stay hurt. That sounds a new way.
This is how I got him, right? He reminds me of Navarrete in the sense that at 2'6", you a wrecking machine. At 30, you would be food. That's how I look at Lara, that you good for where you at. Not a lot of guys in your division that could take what you got. If you were to go up, though, it's a wrap for that. It's over for that. They'll get you up there. They'll get you real bad.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, you're speaking real comfortable about him right now, but you wasn't speaking like that before.
What you talking about? I picked him to knock him out in 6 or 7 rounds.
No, I'm saying Lara was a monster before. He wasn't human before.
He did. I think he did look more human.
Monster at 2'6" is a monster at 2'6". I ain't say he gonna go to 30 and do nothing to nobody.
I didn't say you did. I'm just saying you wasn't talking like he was human before. None of us was.
Bro, all I said was he was human. That was at 26. Don't start no bullshit. All I said was he gonna knock out. All I said was he gonna knock out Wood.
I agree, Winshew. Don't get it twisted. I picked the same thing you picked, but I'm saying You talking a little more callous about him now. He don't got an air of invincibility.
Don't do that. Don't do the
I'm
Monday
wrong,
morning
bro.
quarterback.
I'm
Don't
wrong.
do that.
Mauricio
Don't
Long
do
No,
is
that.
because
the
I
scariest
don't
person
like
in
how
boxing.
everybody fighters proven at a certain weight class. I could say he's a monster. When he's not been a monster at the new weight class, you can't hold him to the standard for the next weight class.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the weight class he was at when he beat Warrington. What he's been doing recently. The guy was a monster. Everybody, we
He's
all
still a
agreed
monster.
that he was a monster.
He's still a monster.
But he looked more human.
Yeah, see, I don't disagree there. He did look more vulnerable.
Did Kobe look like a monster every game? Did Tom Brady look like a monster every game?
Come on, fam.
Nah, look.
No, what I'm saying, it's sport. Or do you perform at the highest level every fucking time?
I'm gonna just say that this how I look at him as and I do think he's a monster at 2'6". Don't get it twisted.
That's what I wanted.
A monster. It's a fucking monster. How I know this dude got hit? He was in left hook city for 6 rounds. Left hook, and he not stopping, bro. He's still on his shit until he get off his left hook, and you couldn't take it. He's a fucking monster, bro. And Lee Wood.
That's what I'm saying. We all agree to that.
But that don't mean that if you go to 30, you gonna be that guy. I didn't say nothing about you going to 30.
I never said nothing about that either.
You do that bullshit, and I said this before. To me, the best guy at 30 is Oscar Valdez.
Yep.
To me.
I disagree with you. I thought it was Cordina.
All I know is right now, Mexico City, nobody's asking if Bronco looked human or got exposed. They celebrating.
Yeah, like
that's all that matters to him.
Nah, but this whole division is fire, man, because they all got losses.
Yeah,
so nobody can you don't got.
Bay got losses. Rotisserie got losses. Motherfucking. I love it, and I like when it's like that because then it ain't gonna be no bitch shit. Motherfuckers gonna fight. Conlon fighting Lopez. That's another good ass fight. It is, and Conlon gonna fuck around and win because Lopez is really not all that. Like he don't got power like Lara. We saw that in the Warrington fight. You don't got that Chilango power, bro. I don't know. You don't have it.
And you can still do a Conlon Wood rematch. You can still do that.
Bang. I'll take that. If Conlon win the belt, run it back with Lee Wood. See if he can't take it from you.
Nah, because who he's gonna fight. He's gonna fight the winner of Dog Bay Robezi.
Now I got a question for you, Jules. When it does get announced, if it does get announced, does Tank and Ryan hurt Caleb and David's pay-per-view buy rate?
I mean,
because they're so close.
Look, the shit is that pay-per-view. Like, I don't know what the fuck game people on the internet are playing to where that's some hot ass shit. That shit ain't shit. Like being real. Like who really hype off of? You said Plant versus Benavidez?
I said, is that pay-per-view going to get hurt because Tank and Ryan's is 2 weeks later?
Yes.
But Jules, you asked who's hype off that fight?
Yeah, like really.
I know, but Mirage is hype off it, right, Mirage? Is he there?
Listen, that one doesn't do over 170.
What's up?
Mirage ain't got to fucking pay $80 for it. That's why.
Yo, dude, I'm paying. This is my first pay-per-view since fucking years. I'm paying for this shit.
I said, how much you got?
How much is it? For that? How much will it be?
Oh, in Australia, they're like maybe $45. I think. I don't know.
So, would you pay double that?
No, I'm not going to pay double that. I'm not going to pay.
I don't blame
you. How much,
bro?
that's how much you motherfuckers pay.
If Plant, but hold on. If Plant Benavidez was $45 here, I wouldn't mind paying that. But it's not.
So it's $80 over there.
Yeah,
that's a fucking rip
over here, bro.
Yeah, they're Mirage.
Yeah, that's a rip-off
to us, man. Big time.
And there's 4 of them shits like that. Fucking it's Plant Benavidez, Garcia Davis, Thurman Spence, motherfucking, and what's the Wilder Ruiz?
No. He's an open agent now. That fight's not.
What does that mean, bro?
That shit don't even.
That means there was a cleanup on aisle 5 after that fucking.
You know what that shit really mean? This is what that shit
back.
really mean because I haven't even gotten a chance to talk about it. This is reality, right? If they do the Ruiz fight and they had a fight and Wilder knock him out, that's it, bro. What the fuck else you gonna do over there? Fight Ali Demirezin? What are you gonna do over there, bro? Frankie Sanchez? Ortiz rematch? What were you looking at? So you got to be open because if you beat Ruiz, the money for you and motherfuckers don't like the sound of it. Call me a shill, whatever, motherfucker. The money for him is at Matchroom. Yeah,
That's just a
Like,
fact, though.
I don't get it,
fact,
dude.
my
Like, I know
guy.
Shelly Finkel. Like, look, what's so hard about it? You go over there, you starch Derek Chisora, you starch Dillian White, bong, you getting a
They
There you
get to
fucking
an
go.
$50 million
AJ fight.
payday versus AJ.
Go over there with your hat in your hand and say, "Look, can we please get a fight?"
And the other shit is, it would be smart for him because he could probably beat Dillian White. He probably can. You know what I mean? You go over there, you beat Dillian White. That sets up an AJ fight.
That's actually an amazing fight. Dillian White versus Wilder.
That's a good
No
fight.
defense. They're just throwing shit.
Just throwing whatever, bro.
And it's beef already.
And the
so.
shit talking is crazy.
The other thing is the decorum, the act of Wilder going to another country, going to another platform, that will breathe new life into his career, because right now he just looked like a dude that's circling the drain. Yeah, he's gonna fight Ruiz, and that's all right. It's all right. Probably does 300,000 bars. It ain't gonna do 1 million. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody really hype off of that.
And they look desperate. Him, Fury, and not AJ hasn't really said much, but he hinted at it. Them two specifically look desperate to land a Ngannou fight. Like, who can get him first?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that.
The problem is Shelly Finkel does not work for Deontay Wilder. That's the problem.
It looked like Wilder worked for Shelly, to be real.
Exactly.
And Shelly
that's
worked for
backwards.
somebody
because
else.
You supposed to be able to fire your manager, you know. Zerto fucking fired his manager. Why it look like Wilder take his marching orders from the people that he's paying? You pay your manager, get paid off of your purse. If you don't
Like, why can't Shelly call fucking
Thank you,
Frank?
Juice.
Like, Frank, can I get
Thank you,
Daniel
Juice.
over there with Deontay? Winner fights Joe Joyce versus Zhang.
Matter of fact, did you guys remember when Deontay turned down the DAZN deal, right? And I think they were being interviewed, and like Wilder was talking, but then like he stopped, and Shelly's like, and it's like he gave him, it's like, bro, don't you say nothing, like then he started talking for him.
Yeah, like Wilder's a puppet, bro.
Yeah,
Shelly did the same thing with Wilder that fucking Floyd would do with Tank.
Wilder's a puppet, bro. Like even I'll go as far as saying that the excitement that he could create somewhere else in the UK with a white fight is worth skipping Ruiz. It is worth it. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's worth it. They'll embrace that fight and you going over there, and they get hype off that shit. Like, finally, they gonna fight. Like, yeah, you got some losses and he got some losses, but that don't mean shit to them. Just the act of y'all fighting, it's gonna be like a new chapter for you. That's what it's gonna be like. But you want to stay here and you want to play. All right, bro. I'm just telling you, that shit ain't gonna do no crazy numbers. Not
But
you and him.
How isn't Wilder and Ruiz a big fight in the US? Surely that's a big fight.
Bro, I cannot explain it, bro. I really
It
can't.
should be.
It should.
weird.
If I look at the numbers, and we were talking about this earlier, right? And it's the craziest thing. You did 800,000 with Fury in America, $80 a pop for the pay-per-view, and you did 800,000. That's good. Now the third fight, which is negligible, you did 600,000, but that's still a good number to be able to do. So how you could go from that to 75,000?
And I'm gonna tell you why. The casual fan in this country saw Wilder get his ass kicked twice. And they saw the fat guy Andrew Ruiz get too fat and lose his titles in the rematch.
Yeah.
So you
what
put
were
those
his,
two
what
together,
were his
like,
numbers before? What were his numbers before
that's
Fury?
now.
Those are the
This is
best numbers.
This is right
They
now.
weren't good. They weren't good.
Those were the two figures that I named were the best figures that he's ever done with anyone. Before that, he did what, 325 with the first Fury fight, and 200 and something with the Ortiz pay-per-view. Remember, the rematch was a pay-per-view. After that, he had the Fury rematch, which did 800,000, and then the third fight did 600,000. And that was kind of why I was expecting him, like, okay, you by yourself, off your name alone, maybe you'll do 300,000 or 400,000 in your comeback fight with Hovhannisyan, and it did nowhere near, bro. It did 75,000.
Does Wilder Ruiz do 300,000 right now?
I don't even know, bro.
No.
I legitimately don't know.
By the way, Jules, I got a theory. I think I know why Al is letting Stephen Fulton go to Japan. I think that is because that Fulton's not really a big draw ticket seller here. So if he loses, who cares? And this is why, and because Wilder and like Earl are kind of his main stars. That's why he don't want to take any risks with them. But he'll risk Fulton going because he don't really bring in no big money anyway, or like a lot of tickets.
Well, he's expendable.
See, yeah, I don't disagree with that analysis, but when it comes to Wilder, like, bro, y'all have no leverage. Like, unless you're fighting Ali Demirezin, okay, maybe you're the A side there, but compared to these other heavyweights, you should negotiate.
And we use that term stars thrown around too cavalierly. Cameron Duncan dropped a jewel that nobody's talking about. That the executive there's no money for the type of fights on regular Showtime at all, and the type of fights Boots wants against those top guys, it's got to go to pay-per-view, and there's nobody guaranteeing any money for those shits.
Look, he's only a few fights away from being poached by Al Heyman, because the other jewel that was in that article was that Al Heyman poached Brandon Lee from him. He took him. Now he's under an Al Heyman advisory deal. Now he's a PBC fighter. He wasn't a PBC fighter before. He was like Boots. He was just a Cameron Duncan guy that fights on Showtime. And it's only a matter of time before Al poaches Boots himself and puts him in an advisory deal. But even if all of that happens and you do all that, what's the big fight for Boots? Virgil. And y'all going to do with that what y'all did with this. That's what's going to happen, bro. Y'all going to play the sides of the street.
Why isn't Crawford a big fight? Isn't he a mandatory now?
Should be. He
went the other way out. He didn't want
the
that.
WBA
route. Yeah. Oh, who you talking about? Boots? Boots wasn't trying to be his mandatory. That's talk, bro. All the eliminators he been fighting in is IBF eliminators.
Spencer's mandatory.
They're saying Spencer's going to
drop. I tell you, motherfuckers sit there and mention Crawford in an interview all day and turn around and go fight for the IBF. You can't make the shit up. Yeah. And they do it in front of people. It's an IB. All the eliminators he been in. Those is not WBO eliminators. Those are all IBF eliminators.
Okay, but let's keep it real. Like he doesn't need to be a mandatory for Crawford to say, "Hey, I want you. Let's make this big fight." Does he?
No, but I'll concede that. No, but here's the problem. He has an exclusivity deal on Showtime. He cannot box off platform. He cannot.
And they don't like doing business.
Fellas, let me explain. Because he cannot box off Showtime, if you want him, tell Stefan to make him an offer.
Bing.
It's not complicated. You can't go fight on Black Prime. You can't. You exclusive to Showtime. So if you and your daddy, Bozy, and Stefan want to make a Crawford fight, right? Make him an offer. Have you done that? I know the answer. No. So what are we talking about? Interviews?
George,
what are we talking about? You're not fighting in eliminators for the WBO. You're not. You're fighting in eliminators for the IBF. And you haven't told Stefan if you want to make a fight with a fighter, and you should be able to if you actually wanted it. Now, I know that you don't. I know you don't. Your shit is just talking. That's it. Because the money to do that fight is literally supposed to come from Showtime. Crawford ain't got no promoter. Where the fuck the money gonna come from?
I mean, what did Boots and his promoter just say about where the money is?
He literally said there's no money. Literally.
Jules, you remember the week of the Avenation fight? Boots is like, "Oh well, Crawford didn't mention my name." And
the fuck he gonna mention your name for? They was talking about doing a Spence fight, bro. The fuck would you come up for? This whole time, what killed me about Boots, and I try to like him, I tried to, is y'all playing a game where y'all knew this whole time y'all wasn't trying to get Spence in the ring because y'all knew y'all wasn't gonna get him in the ring. Y'all knew that. Y'all not fucking dumb, bro. Y'all was trying to get a belt on the humble. That's what y'all was trying to do. We know he's gonna move up soon, so we'll fight for a vac. Go ahead, do that. Do that. You're gonna end up like Andre. I promise.
Yep, that's right.
Because that's not a signature fight. Now, if y'all was for real about Crawford, and Stefan was for real, which he's not. The money to do the fight gotta come from y'all. Why? You tied to that network. You can't leave. You couldn't leave that shit if you wanted to. You tied to that network because of your promoter, Cameron Duncan. So where is the money, yo?
You know, it's complicated. The whole network clause thing is screwing him up big time, man.
The stupidest thing they could have did was attach him to a fucking network. If not for that, Man, you could go to fucking the Zone and see what kind of money they got for you. Go to fucking ESPN and see what kind of money they got for you. No, you got attached to a network. You ain't got no buzz. You not with Al, so you don't get to fight his boys. You out here with the Dulormes and all that bullshit.
And now you fucking stuck. You can't go nowhere.
And the Chukatsians. You know what I'm saying?
How does he get out of that?
He will. I don't know how many fights are left on that deal. I'd wager there probably 1 to 2 more.
Can he buy out his contract, you think?
Yep. And well, who's gonna pay for it? Somebody gotta front him the money to buy out the contract. Who gonna do that? Al ain't got no money to do that. He just gonna wait it out like he just did with Brandon Lee. He took Brandon Lee from Cameron Duncan. He just poached him. Yeah, I mean, that's why all that like, look, I'm not trying to knock him. He's a young fighter. But all that shit, yeah, we want to fight Crawford. Man, that shit fake. All that shit fake.
I got a mixed opinion about Brandon Lee. I'm not sure how to feel about that kid.
He ain't, man. Listen, man.
Shit.
Listen, man. Luis Puente said Mosley Jr. versus Berlanga. Who you got?
That's what I'm laughing at.
I don't know.
Oh, damn.
I don't think Shane looks bad tonight.
Oh.
He's not looking all right tonight. Not that much.
Well, he just went the distance with a journeyman who has like over 18 losses. So
now look, this Tong Po dude is tagging him, bro. Tong Po. He got the Tong Po little braid joint.
Talent didn't skip this generation with him. Sorry.
I ain't trying to be fucked up. But yeah, man, motherfuckers
leaped out of there.
Motherfuckers got to stop capping for these guys and pay attention, bro. You ain't fighting an IBF eliminators because you want a BO. You ain't. Nothing that dude actually did was to get a Crawford fight. Nothing. That shit is just talk. He was talking about Rosado, Castro. Talking about Rosado.
Yep, he lost. Yep.
Say that again.
You got a super chat.
Mosley Jr. Berlanga. I read that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, who y'all got?
I hate saying this, but I got Berlanga.
No, man, y'all not gonna be bullying me in calling these shitty.
hey. I know. I got Berlanga. I'm sorry. I got Berlanga.
Bro,
I guess
if Eddie wants to paper up a resume to get him Canelo, why not make that fight?
Listen, bro, that's like asking what's better, a piece of shit or a sack of shit.
Hey, that's exactly what Hearn is doing, by the way. That's exactly his game plan. To build up Berlanga. He's going to scrape the bottom of the fucking barrel.
That's hilarious, but he has to.
You fucking have to. But
and
look, man.
Yeah, you do have to.
If Berlanga can sell out with the Hulu Theater consistently, why not?
And you know why? And you know why I'm okay with it? Because I'll get to see a bunch of Puerto Ricans crying when he gets his ass kicked by Canelo.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a hater. Like, if Berlanga can do good numbers at Hulu Theater, hey, why not?
Yeah.
I'm not being a hater neither, but I ain't got no motherfucking illusions about his ass, bro. I'm just telling you. I can't think of nobody that I think of as a solid fighter at 68 that he would beat. He don't beat none of them guys, bro.
I agree with you.
He struggled with Angulo coming.
My point is,
Angulo was off a 2-year layoff, and he still struggled with fucking Angulo. So who do you find? Who are you going to find?
They put him in there.
We need to drag up Chavez Jr. maybe out of retirement or something.
Chavez will fuck around and still beat him, bro. Probably would.
Okay,
listen. This is the shit. They put him in there with moving targets. Coceres and Steve Rolls are moving targets. They move lateral, fight on the outside. And you could see, okay, Berlanga don't like the movement. Then they put you in there with a dude that don't move away. He come forward. Oh, you don't like that neither. Bro, this dude don't beat nobody, bro.
But I'm going to tell you this right now. If they get lucky and find some guys for him to beat and he knocks them out, then Puerto Ricans going to be yelling for him to fight Canelo louder than Benavidez.
Yep.
Bro, yeah, they're going to get him in trouble. But nah.
We're going to get him in
what about
shit.
Danny Jacobs, bro? He's 37. His legs aren't
Daniel
really
beat his ass still.
I wouldn't disagree with that.
I have a question. If you gonna volunteer Danny Jacobs, right? How much money would you bet on?
That's true. But see,
that's all I'm saying. If you gonna say that, yeah, he could beat him, how much do you believe that shit? Because I'm not even, I don't even know. You out here going life or death with Romer and Gulo. You bit the motherfucker because you were frustrated. You put him on the shoulder. Nah, I don't know, bro. I cannot make that leap of faith. I don't know.
I forgot he did
in the
that.
middle of the fight.
Bro, he thought Angulo was a pastelito, bro.
Yeah. He thought he was biting on a biscuitito and shit, man.
When I say that I cannot wholeheartedly think of anyone at 168 that is a halfway decent fighter that he could beat, I literally cannot. I can't. So
Somebody asked if he could beat Truex.
I know Eddie is on
Fucking
boxing
nope.
right now,
Nope.
scratching his head. Like Eddie's on.
And of course, Eddie's going to hype him up in any chance he gets and really try to prop him up. Oh, yeah, I believe he has a chance against this and that. I believe this and that guy. And here we go.
bro, it's gonna be interesting to see who the fuck they put him in there with.
Berlanga versus Mike Lee.
Oh yeah. Oh, y'all know he's retired, right? He never fought again after Caleb beat him.
Caleb retired him,
He
bro.
did, yeah, bro.
He's back working at Subway.
But let's be real. Mike Lee never needed the box. That kid got crazy money.
Yeah, he's like an
Ain't he like a Wall Street trader or something?
Yeah, bro. Like
Yeah.
he never needed the box. He wasn't a poor guy just trying to make it. He had money. He's college educated. He got degrees and all of that.
He took that ass whooping willingly.
Wow.
All right. That's
bro.
crazy.
How the fuck did he get a Subway commercial, bro? Like I don't even understand that. Like who like how did that happen?
I don't even eat Subway. Do y'all eat it?
I don't eat that shit.
Bro, I miss Quiznos. I always thought Quiznos was
Man,
better.
I miss Blimpie, man.
Blimpie. Yo, that's a
Remember
throwback.
Blimpie?
Hell no.
Blimpie's.
You guys ever go to the sandwich spot?
What sandwich spot?
Nah, bro.
Yeah, no, that's what it's called. It's a business called the Sandwich Spot.
I thought you meant like just corner store.
No. Oh, we used to have some good ones in my old neighborhood growing up in San Francisco, though, man. I'll tell you that.
I want to try chopped cheese.
I ain't have one of those.
By the way, Jules, what you have from Taco Bell?
I just got soft tacos. I didn't even want nothing else.
Oh, I can't believe y'all are slandering Taco Bell. Taco
What
Bell.
Nah, but if you ever had a real taco from real Mexicans, you gonna know that that's not that Taco Bell shit is not.
Of course.
Hey,
But I don't go to
Bell's
Taco
good.
Bell to eat authentic Mexican. I go to
It's
Taco Bell to
drunk
eat
food.
garbage and be drunk. That's all I
it's
do.
drunk food. Hey,
and then fuck
Taco
that
Bell,
bitch
hey,
after.
is Taco Bell like we only have one Taco Bell in Sydney? Like, is it really that bad? Like, is the reputation
No, it
that
actually
bad?
has a positive reputation for being good drunk food.
We're not going to exaggerate. If Taco Bell is the type of shit you eat, if you're on the go, you don't want to spend too much.
Yeah,
it does the job. You know what I
It's
mean?
like McDonald's of Mexican food.
Yeah, more like, yeah, pretty much. That's exactly what it is.
And it's actually fantastic when you're very drunk. Like that's what it's.
That's what
popular.
McDonald's is for.
Yeah, because you got to be drunk to eat it.
Yeah, that makes the flavor better. It's like fucking a fat bitch.
By the way, who y'all got in the?
Yo, I just seen Lee Wood.
What?
Is they in the movie?
Is he?
Yo, I just seen this fucking scene, bro.
Nah, son.
Who is these? Well,
fuck
I
is that?
know what they doing. They mixing
Oh
the
yeah,
footage.
they yeah.
I was like, the fuck, like, let me find out Lee Wood in the movie.
That
They
was
put like
MC.
promo
Yeah, he's
scenes
playing
in their fights and this
he's,
shit and all that.
he's playing MC Search in the biopic.
By the way, who y'all got in the Creed 3? Y'all got Adonis or Kang in the main fight?
Man, did y'all see what they've had Kang doing in that magazine cover, bro?
What?
What
They put, listen, B, he got a pink mink on, lip gloss. I'm not playing with y'all. I'm not playing with y'all. They turned him out.
Bruh.
They turned him. I'm not playing with you. It's on Twitter, bro.
Like, what magazine is this? What magazine is this?
I don't. It's Ebony. It's Ebony.
Oh fuck.
Oh,
Google the shit. They got him looking weird.
Oh, I gotta see this. I gotta see
Yeah,
this.
I don't read Ebony, so
out, man.
Joel's asked, you think Eddie gonna look bad, Berlanga? Like, I think that Eddie, look, this is the thing. I don't think Eddie signed Berlanga because he believes he can fix him. He signed Berlanga probably to use him to sell tickets for other shows in the tri-state area because he just signed a Puerto Rican kid, a good amateur kid from Puerto Rico named Yanquiel. You can make him You could put him on Berlanga's cards, and you could sell him as a package, and that'll help get that kid exposure and Puerto Rican fans of his own. You know, I see what the play is, that while Berlanga's not great, that doesn't mean you can't use him. You can use him for different things, even if he's not going to be pound for pound and all this different shit. You can still use him for shit. You know what I mean? That's the play. It's just, I wonder, how low do you have to go to make him look good again? Because you are going to have to go low, bro. This kid don't beat nobody.
I agree
Julius,
with Mirage. They're gonna have to scrape the bottom of the barrel, man, to make that happen.
Shit.
And look,
Julius,
after he gets,
do you think he's gonna be the main event on those shows?
Yes,
Oh my god, I hope not.
I do. I'm not kidding. I do.
What
Hold on.
the
Unless they
hell?
have Amanda, because you know how they have that they have a good relationship with Amanda, where they'll like put her fights on. Like
Nah,
if they have a
nah.
fight for her, he's got to be co.
Now, I would say that would be ideal if you put Amanda as the main event. You got him as the
Who
co-main
the
or
hell is
whatever.
Scrappy Ramirez?
I have no idea. I never seen him, bro.
Says
His head
he's
is,
10
he's a
and
good
0.
fighter.
his head is mad long for his little body.
He
Oh my
says
God,
he's 10 and
Jules,
0 with
Jules, you
8
wasn't kidding.
knockouts.
They fucked him up. They fucked King up.
They fuck. Yo, you seen it, right? You
They
seen
fucked him
it.
up.
They fucked it up, bro.
Damn, is that Zerto standing next to him?
That's
Damn.
Zerto, bro. Yo, tell me he don't look like a Mexican Superman. Like his name is
Yeah.
Clark Kento
Clark
Juanes.
Clark
Ramirez.
Ramirez. Clark
He don't look
Ramirez.
like Clark Kent, bro.
Yeah, he
He look like
does.
Clark Kent.
and look at
All
Zerto's
he
probably
needs
look at him right now. He probably weighs 200 pounds right there.
All he needs is the
Go to
suit
the
and the glasses, man.
Jules, Zerto probably weighs 200 pounds right there, and cutting down to
Zerto is a
175,
heavyweight right there.
that
bro.
shit don't help him.
Zerto Ramirez.
How you guys doing tonight, everybody?
What's
Chilling,
up,
chilling.
man?
Doing good?
I got
Chilling.
a very, very random question. I was just thinking about this yesterday, and I want your guys' opinion because you're gonna know about this gentleman a lot more than I do. What is your guys' opinion of Prince Nassim Hamed? True opinion. Give me his weaknesses. Give me what's good about him, what's bad about him.
Underrated. That's my opinion.
I think that Prince Nassim Hamed was a fundamentally flawed fighter who compensated for it with athleticism, which was unique unto him. He was very quick, he was very strong, but he wasn't fundamentally sound. That's
Right.
what I'll say.
He
And that's
was
what got him into
very
trouble
awkward.
against
He was very
Barrera.
But Jules,
awkward.
Ali wasn't fundamentally sound.
I
Roy
don't
Jones.
listen. I don't disagree with
Yeah.
you. Ali was not a body puncher. He pulled back in straight lines, which
Yeah.
they tell you not to do.
How do you
Roy Jones wasn't very.
how do you rate
fundamental always.
Nassim overall? Like these days, to me, people shit on him. He lost one. He lost
Yeah.
one fight
And I
to a
don't.
Hall of Famer,
I
and they
don't.
shit on him like he was a fraud.
I
That's what-
don't.
No, he was.
I
Bro,
don't.
he
There's
needed
no
some-
shame.
hold on.
There's no
Like-
shame. The's no shame in losing to Marco Antonio
hop in.
Barrera.
He's a
There's
great
no
fighter.
shame.
And it's
Here-
not like he
here's
got
the
like.
thing.
I'm gonna
Let me
go
hop
as
in.
far as saying, can I say this? It kind of reminds me of Michael Spinks, the Jinx. He only has one loss, you know. Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
That's it.
No shame
Other
in
than
that.
that, he was a great. Like the fact that he went 30 rounds with Larry Holmes and he wasn't a real heavyweight, that should tell you, even if the decision was controversial, the fact he went the distance with Larry Holmes 2 times, controversial or not,
Yeah.
damn
Jules,
good
please
fighter.
tell me that man is
Yeah.
one of the greatest fight heavyweights
Like,
who ever lived.
Listen,
And
I
he-
never
hey,
saw
hey.
Hamed live, so I'm like too young to have lived through the Hamed era, right?
Nah,
But I
man,
went
that's
back-
the kind of showmanship you don't see in this.
Bro,
sport.
I went back and
no,
watched all his
Hamed-
fights. Like, yo, we need
Hamed-
another Prince Nassim, man. We
Hamed
need
was
another one because he
fucking-
brought
Yo, here's the
excitement.
thing.
His
He
ring
was
walks were crazy.
hilarious, man.
He
I
could
mean,
knock
here's the
people the
thing.
fuck out. Like that
Nobody-
fight with Kevin Kelly, like that was the Hagler Hearns
Yeah.
of the smaller
Nobody,
division.
Yeah.
That was an
nobody
insane
had
fight.
entrances like Nassim Hamed. I mean,
Yeah,
that
but
dude
guys,
was
That's
just
cool. That's great. No, I
It's
love
not
the
just-
showmanship, but
it's not
that's
just
not what
about
boxing.
his-
That's not what boxing's about.
Yeah,
The
but hang
minute
on.
he took a
Nobody said it
L
was.
to
Nobody
the
said
minute
it
he
was.
took
Bro.
an L,
Saying that, you know, it was cool. You know,
it was
some of
cool.
the-
Yeah, it
It
was cool. It's
exciting.
great, but
That's what people wanted to see, though.
God,
Hang
bro,
on,
they wanted to see it before the fight.
My
The point
God,
is-
no, you can't downplay that because we wish that we had somebody as charismatic as Nassim Ahmed in this era.
Yeah.
We
Bro,
don't.
But
and then
guys,
the fact that
hang
he
on.
was in the smaller weight divisions and he had people watching, like that
Exactly.
helps
You-
for boxing.
You just hit the nail on the head, Julio. Americans do not characteristically watch those weights, but they were watching Nassim Hamed. Okay,
But-
he was the
No,
guy.
we were watching him.
Yeah.
My point is that when it came time to show that champion and resolved, and someone brought up Ali and Jones, they went back and became multi-time champions.
Yeah, but that don't mean you're not successful, bro.
I didn't know. I'm not saying.
Rank
I'm saying where you rank him. Like, come on, bro. Like, you didn't get back on the wagon. You lost to
No,
Barrera.
bro, hang on.
You
Let
tucked
me
your tail
respond
and you
because
took off.
But his hands couldn't take the. That's why he quit.
hang on.
His hands.
You're ignoring everything he did before the loss. He had like 16. He beat like 16 world champions. He stopped like 14 of them from memory. Like he was unified for fucking 3-4 years. This guy was a dominant figure in the division. Okay, after the loss, sure, he gave up, but you can't dismiss the body of work before the loss, and this is what motherfuckers do. He did some serious fucking work before that loss against the Hall of Famer. This guy was not a flash in the pan. To me, I'm a fan of Nassim back in the day. He did have special abilities. Like you listen to fucking the way he got lazy. He got lazy before the Hamid fight. He wasn't even training. He took him for granted. I mean, that's on the record, and he paid the price. But this guy, was a legit. To me, it was a great fighter.
I don't take that away. Like I said, I don't look. I'm not gonna put him up there with fucking Duran, obviously, right? Like that kind of that ilk. But was he great? Absolutely. Like absolutely.
You know what? I saw a video and he was talking about that. One of the reasons that he stopped fighting was because he kept damaging his hands and he couldn't take it anymore. Now, some people say, "Oh, that's an excuse," but I could see that being a problem.
Yeah. My thing is, he was great. I'm not going to overrate him. He's not even in the top 30 fighters of all time.
Sure, but people are saying this guy was literally a fraud. That's the narrative. You go on forums.
I don't know. I've never heard anybody say he's a fraud.
I don't think he's a fraud at all.
No. I'll say, look, when I was in the boxing groups, Nassim Ahmed used to come up. This was obviously many years ago, because I don't use Facebook that much anymore. But I had seen people that used to say that. I did see people that used to trash him just because he lost the Barrera. It's like there's no context in that, bro. Barrera was not. He's not fucking Greg Haugen or some shit like that. It's fucking Barrera, bro. Right? Like, it's a good fighter. He lost to a good fighter.
And he lost 8-4. He probably lost 8-4, 9-3, something like that. He didn't get, like, obliterated, knocked out, something like that either.
You know what?
Is he, Jules, is he a top 5 all-time featherweight?
No.
Top 10?
But he's top 10, surely.
Yeah.
Maybe top 10.
He used to piss a lot of people off with his antics. Like
you got Manny Pacquiao was at featherweight.
I had
Henry
a friend
Armstrong
who really hated him.
Yeah, but what was their body of work? What was their body of work compared?
Listen. Willie Pep, Salvador Sanchez, Alexis Arguello, Henry Armstrong, Manny Pacquiao was there, Juan Manuel Marquez, Azuma Nelson, Kid Chocolate.
But what was their body of work in that specific division?
We're talking about best people to ever fight in that division and win a belt.
That's different. That's different. You can have 2 fights in that division and then move up quickly versus Hamed, who
Bobby
spent years.
Chacon.
Yeah, I mean, it depends how you view it.
Look, like I said,
he's top 10. He's top 10, surely.
Like, I had a friend, right, and he used to hate Hamed because Hamed knocked some dude out and he stood over him and shook his ass over him.
Yeah, but motherfuckers love that shit back then.
We need that.
Bro.
Like,
Dude, funny.
People used to get so mad. That's why a lot of people hate him because they hated his antics and half the shit that he did. And
that's why they shit on him now. That's why they shit on him because he rubbed them the wrong way. So we're going to shit on this guy and diminish him. That's why.
Right.
Bro,
Man, my friend hated his guts, and I used to laugh my ass off.
Prime Johnny Tapia versus Prime Hamed.
Hamed beats him up, man.
I went back and like watched some of his knockouts. Like, bro, Nassim would literally knock the dog shit out of people.
That's what I'm saying. He was athletically gifted.
We need that.
Yeah. He was athletically gifted.
Freakish.
He was strong. He wasn't fundamentally sound.
He had freakish punching power too, man. He really did.
Now, man, he's a freaking pork pie, dude. He's gained all kinds of weight now. He's like 200 pounds or something.
The reflexes. He had the reflexes.
Yeah, I mean, if you eating good, if you fat, that must mean you eating good. So
you really can't blame these guys. You have to be so dedicated to keeping on weight for so many years. Once you get out of boxing, I don't get mad when they gain weight, man. Fuck it, they're just trying to live like normal people.
No, the other shit is he had it right in 2018. Remember what he said? Chris Eubanks should finish.
Yeah, retire.
He's right. He's fucking right. Like
and everyone's retort to that was like, "Oh, well, you're fat." Like, come on, bro. Naseem was
Yeah,
right then.
I'm
and he's
fat
right
and
now.
fucking rich and a
Okay,
legend.
yeah.
So fuck you. That's my answer.
Exactly. Chris
Naseem ham
Eubank
sandwich.
Jr. has never found success at the level in no way, shape, or form that Naseem Ahmed did. Championship level, elite level. He had Americans watching featherweight, bro. Right? This is a real dude.
I mean, for like the point in case is if Naseem Ahmed was really a fraud, he would have been exposed or found out a long time ago.
Yeah.
Well, go back to '97 when he beat Tom Boom Boom Johnson. He clowned Tom Johnson. Tom Johnson he defended the title 11 times. This guy was a legitimate world champion. Hamed clowned the fuck out of him, and he stopped him. That right there is something you just can't dismiss. People just fucking dismiss that shit and say he fought nobody.
When he knocked out Wilfredo Vasquez, good lord.
Yeah.
Jules, do you remember why
solid guy.
Naseem vacated the IBF in '97? Who was his mandatory, I wonder?
My memory is hazy, bro.
Did he do that?
You know, I didn't enjoy watching the way he fought, and I fucking hate how arrogant he was. But you can't take away about how good he was. He was definitely a very, very good fighter.
It was special. He was. He had.
I mean,
special
in addition to that dude had some freakish punching power. He really did.
Bro, that fight with Kevin Kelly was like I think George Foreman said it, or Larry Merchant said it on the broadcast. He was like, "Yeah, this is the Hagler Hearns."
Has anybody ever noticed how much Kevin Kelly looks like fucking Jamel Herring? Jesus Christ!
Nowadays,
they're like twins, bro.
He kind of does actually.
Look at them side to side, bro. Like they look like twins, bro. It's just Jamel is taller, obviously, but they really look like they related to some shit.
They should get a DNA test.
For real. Kevin Kelly, you are the herring.
Do y'all know how much Naseem Ahmed was paid? He was paid $6 million for the Barrera fight, and to this day, that's still a record.
Prince beat the resemblance into his face.
So we all agree Hamed is underrated these days.
Bro, I fucking love Hamed. Yeah. Never saw him live.
I think he give featherweights loads of problems nowadays.
I think he's properly rated.
Bro, imagine Hamed versus Lara.
I don't think he's a fraud at all.
I tell you what, Ahmed will knock his ass out.
Huh?
Lara?
Yes.
Yeah.
Knock him out, bro.
I think Hamed.
My God, he's he hit like Lara, but he's fast.
Yeah,
and
he's elusive.
I think his defense is a little better too.
Extremely athletic guy. I know you said that, Jules, but that's the one thing I noticed about him is that some of the movement he had, some of those feints, and some of the different I guess positions where he would throw punches at was just so different than other guys. It really wasn't something you could train for. It seems like
because he was fast enough. He was fast enough to get away with it in a nutshell. That's really what it was.
You know what? He kind of had a gift like Roy Jones did in a way. You know? It was just that special
Shakur versus Hamed at 26.
Oh, come on. Don't throw Shakur in there to do no bullshit. Come on now.
I'm just asking.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
We're saying he's Prince is a top 10 featherweight.
Oh my God. So what are you saying that Shakur is a top 10 featherweight already?
No, I'm saying featherweight.
Don't get carried away. Don't get fucking carried away.
It seems like it bothers you.
Let's give the guys flowers and leave the shit alone.
Yeah, fuck, I piss on his fucking pansies.
Do you think
it bothers Drew?
do you think
No, I'm not gonna overrate a guy that's properly rated.
Drew, do you think that if he would have continued fighting, he would have got the Roy Jones treatment? If he would have slowed down, do you think he would have been figured out and knocked the fuck
Absolutely.
out?
Absolutely.
Why do we love Ali? Because he kept coming back after losses. I need to be champion again. I need to be the best.
I got you, but this is why I brought up Michael Spinks, the Jinx. Michael Spinks was devastated by Mike Tyson, but look at everything before the Mike Tyson fight. Look at all of that.
Dude, he was an amazing fighter. You know,
he was an amazing fight.
Do you know how much
look at the Cooney fight? Watch the Jerry Cooney fight. Cooney looks like a giant. Like he's small, slinky. He had no size. Cooney had all the size, but he was beating the shit out of Cooney.
Legitimately, that fight ruined his career, but he's underrated. People do not understand how good of a fighter he was.
I agree with
Mike
that.
Tyson was on a different level at that time, though. That doesn't count, dude. Mike Tyson probably would have beat anybody at that time, regardless.
Okay, Villain. Now let me ask you this: Spinks is underrated. Is he underrated more than Naseem's overrated?
Can I say this? That wasn't really the thing. He said that there's people that are running around calling Ahmed a fraud. Do you think he was a fraud?
No,
I don't. The thing I've never seen no one say that.
Dude,
Anybody
go on boxing
talking like
forums.
that,
Go on
anybody
boxing
talking like that
forums.
doesn't buy boxing or no
That's the
boxing.
narrative on boxing forums.
I don't
even Nassim always gets respect.
Where?
He's a fucking Hall of Famer.
Okay, just because he's a Hall of Famer doesn't mean the average boxing fan gives him respect. You talk
The
to
average boxing fan doesn't know shit about boxing.
Well, I'm talking. Well, what's the perception? I'm talking about the overall boxing community,
Yeah.
which includes the fans. They
Yeah,
don't
I
respect. They don't respect even if he's in the Hall of Fame. They say, "Ha ha ha! This big mouth got dominated by Barrera. He's
Bro,
a fraud."
every time I saw Hamed get brought up, they would always bring that up. Like, oh, well, he got beat up by Barrera. But then I went back and I watched the tape and I'm like, damn, this motherfucker really was like pretty good. Like,
let me say this, Julio. It's a trade-off of who he was that when he finally got, like I will say Barrera fucked him up, bro. For those of you that haven't seen it, go watch it.
I did.
Barrera was just laying into his ass.
I remember that fight, man.
So it's a trade-off that when you was that, I guess because you were that flamboyant and boisterous and cocky, which I enjoyed, by the way. I enjoyed at the time. I was young. I believe I was in middle school around those days. But still, I liked who he was. It's just that when you talk that much shit, when you fall, it's gonna be hard.
And you got to understand what was that was his biggest fight. The spectacle of all spectacles, and that's at the biggest level. That's what happened, and that's going to be your lasting memory.
And he never came back. So,
and that's where
he did fight. He fought another fight after that, and he did win.
But I'm gonna say this is where what Drew says kind of ties into it. That had you continued, just keep fighting, keep winning, it wouldn't be so bad that you lost to Barrera. But that's what amplifies it. That's
the memory, the lasting
memory. Remember what I told you? What he was saying, his hands couldn't hold up anymore.
That doesn't matter. Floyd
had that same problem, bro.
That's not the reason, bro. I don't think that you remember we used to talk about Allah. Allah's never going to let me lose. Allah. So he had this unbreakable confidence, but when that gets broken, then you can capitulate. And I think he mentally
Allah lost that night to the La Virgen de Guadalupe.
Yeah. So I think that's more the reason than his fucking hands. I think that's more than the hands.
Tell me Barrera wasn't going in there doing the sign of the cross before that fight.
Even going into that fight, like I saw an interview where Emmanuel Stewart was training and was like, yeah, he just wasn't there that whole camp. Like he was like phoning it in. So he knew he was gonna lose.
No, I mean, Manny Stewart exited he left the camp one day and somebody talked to him. He's like, hey Manny, did you like what you saw in there? And he went, no.
Emmanuel Stewart said he wasn't. Emmanuel Stewart sent him tapes, and he was watching tapes of like when Barrera was getting knocked out by Junior Johnson back when he was like, before he hit his prime. That's the version of Barrera that Hamed was expecting. He was nonchalant. And Emmanuel Stewart said, no, he's a different fighter now. But Hamed dismissed him, so you have to factor in that he just didn't take him seriously. Arrogant, overconfident, which you can expect after he was so dominant, and he paid the price. So
came down hard. That's the gist of it.
All right, Nery's in the ring.
Undefeated Journeyman says only Ryan Garcia thinks Taco Bell tacos is exactly because if you had a real, it's like nah, man, like just no.
Good Lord,
hell yeah! I get to see in our meeting.
Nery rehydrated that much
today too. Hell yeah.
Napoli said Nery reportedly God damn,
Lord.
Son. He's a fucking lightweight, bro.
I thought you were saying that because of the Golden Boy. I thought you did that goddamn because of the Golden Boy girl.
I see.
Nery always does that.
Hey, Leo.
But I'll say this. That's how you know.
Leo.
That's how you know. That's what the clenbuterol was for, bro. When he beat Yamanaka, that's what the clenbuterol. Because remember, this dude used to fight at 118.
Okay, there he is. Yeah. Leo, where do you rank Hamed at featherweight all time?
At featherweight?
At his weight, 126.
No, I rank him highly, like top 15, because he was so dominant in that weight. Except for Barrera, I don't think that much about that loss, because Barrera was a Hall of Famer. But for me, the problem with Nassim the problem I always had with Nassim is the fact that I think he could have done more because
Yes.
bantamweight and super bantamweight for him it was for the taking, and he didn't fight any of those champions because he was having troubles to make weight because he wasn't focused enough.
Mm.
And he went to featherweight. He had a great run in featherweight, but he got checked by Barrera. It is what it is. But top as a featherweight, top 15 for me.
Mm. So he's still with Zanfer. There's the guy from Zanfer. For those that don't know, that's Fernando Beltran, the president of Zanfer, right behind Luis
Zanfer.
Nery.
Yeah, you want a fighter from Mexico. 9 times out of 10, you got to go through.
You got to go see. If you want a good fighter from Mexico, that's who you got to go see. He got them all. Got them all. And we're going to see what he got because this is an important fight for him. This puts him in position to fight. If he wins this fight, he becomes the mandatory to the winner of Inouye Fulton. If he wins this fight. This is a WBC final eliminator.
Oh, it's the final one.
Mm-hmm. This is for the end.
How do you guys rate Luis Nery?
I think he's a piece of shit.
Wow. Yeah, he ain't gonna.
Can you back up any reasoning for that?
All right.
No, my reasoning is this was a guy who was using clenbuterol to cut all the way down to 118, and the second that came to the light, he really wasn't the same fighter moving forward that he was that night. You know, I saw him with Payano. You know. Like shit.
But you said you like
Luis Nery.
He tries to do the shoulder
like
roll, so I already hate him for that.
Well, because it was a real. In the moment, I remember when I was watching the ass whooping, how hard I was laughing because he was fucking Yamanaka up. Like he was. You go if you want to see somebody get ragdolled. Watch Nery versus Yamanaka 1 and 2. He was.
I'm gonna go back and look.
He was beating the shit out of Yamanaka.
So is Luis Nery with Golden Boy now though, or this?
I don't know. I mean, he could. It's possible. I mean, this is a Golden Boy show, bro.
This is
any news that he left the PBC
show. From what I'm seeing, it looks like an AutoZone show, sir.
Yeah. So you know, what I mean,
oh shit! What happened?
Oh, it was a good right hand from Hova.
They call that
that was off a punch. I told you.
That was a knockdown.
Hovhannisyan is live. I told you that.
Nah, fuck that. We putting him in the dirt like our fucking
shit. I'm dying how this dude just called him Hova. Like he's Jay-Z.
I'm gonna call because he got mad letters in his name, my God. Like I'm not gonna say all that shit.
Okay, so fight now, y'all. Fight now.
Fight now.
Man, I should have went to the fight. That's a nice little small venue.
But that was, by the way, that does look like a nice venue. But that was a knockdown, by the way. Nery was
a knockdown. That
was a slip.
That was off a punch, bro.
No, that was off a punch, man. He got knocked down, even if he was off balance.
I told you, Hova live. He not very well known, but he can fight.
Nery does suck.
He said, "How do you feel about him?" He said, "He's a fucking piece of shit."
I don't think Nery beats Inouye or Fulton, to be honest.
But you know what? I want Inouye versus Nery. I do want that.
You want to see him get knocked out. That's why.
That's exactly why. I want to see him get knocked out again because Brandon already knocked his ass out.
If he keeps those hands down like he's doing right now, then I know he's gonna fucking put his lights out.
He wants to outsize guys. That's always been his gimmick. Like how Hayam always calls guys weight bullies. I think that he thinks about a fighter like Luis Nery, that you cut down that much so that the night of the fight you could come and weigh in extra.
Okay, but with all due respect with that horse shit, because I'll never argue with that dude. If you make the weight, you're not a weight bully. You made the fucking weight.
Thank you, Villain. Yep. And Villain, to quote what Nonito said about that weight bully theory.
That's true too. That it weakens you, man. It weakens you cutting down that much.
He wouldn't appreciate what y'all saying about him, fam.
Well, listen, the facts are facts. If you make the fucking weight, you make the fucking weight. You ain't a weight bully. You made the weight.
Fam, I agree with everything you just said.
Yeah, I know, fam. I know, fam.
I'm not disagreeing with you, fam.
Yeah,
I know, fam. Come on, y'all. Come on, fam.
Doing 20 minutes of shit on what I just said. Look, I might disagree with you, but now I'm going to spend 15 minutes explaining why I'm disagreeing with you.
Oh shit, he got him with you. That one, y'all, fam.
Oh,
Man, I don't get that. How you a weight bully if you make the weight?
I will
Somebody
tell
explain
you.
it to me.
I will tell you why.
Please.
Thank you,
please
fam.
I will tell you what Chaim is saying. If you enter the ring weighing 24 more pounds than your opponent, yeah, that will make you a weight bully if you only can perform in that kind of advantage. If you move up in weight and you enter into the ring with a similar weight than your opponent and you look like fucking trash, I think that can put you in the category of weight bully.
Okay, but you would agree that if the rules stipulate that you have to make the weight of what the weight is, and you walk in the ring after whatever weight it is, as long as no rules are broken by the laws, how is that a bully? You're just following the rules of what the rules are.
What you're talking is obeying the rules. Is not cheating. But I get the point that Chaim is saying. I don't think he's talking about necessarily about being big, just being big. He's talking about how much
Chaim's
you
point
really
is that Chaim's point is that if the only way you can look good is if you're significantly heavier than your opponent, and that does go on, which is why it's a point of contention in many circles, that if the only way you can look good is if you have like 20-something pounds on the other guy, there's an argument there.
Okay, so then why doesn't the other guy just put 20 pounds on too? Why don't they put a limit? Why don't they have a cap?
That's a fair point. That is
so
a fair
again, if
point.
your guy's putting on 20 pounds and you put on 20 pounds, or ask for a cap so you're not allowed to have.
Well, that's what the IBF like. You
that's
have
detrimental. That's
limit.
detrimental to them. Some people
I've come
can't
to
carry the weight.
appreciate villain, smug, arrogant, pompous logic very much.
Logical, correct.
It's still spoken with an air of arrogance.
I really like how he condescends. I've become
very well. Like you remember Rick Martel. The motto is Cologne's arrogance. I think that's what villain sprays on himself before he makes a point.
You notice I don't generally open my mouth very often unless I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
That's a Capricorn trait. Why do you think Jules only debates when he no?
You're never supposed to have an argument with somebody unless you know you're gonna win, unless you know what you're talking about.
I don't disagree with you, fam, but I just like to argue though.
No, I understand that. Remember last time Jules asked me a question. He asked me what my opinion was on a division and a weight class. I said I'm not educated enough to have a good opinion because I know that I don't. I'm not going to just talk shit if I don't know what I'm talking about. On
Nery don't like being pressured. You notice Nery does not like being
Nery's
pressured.
getting all personal right now.
You see it, right, country? He don't like that shit.
Hope
He don't like that
come on,
shit.
bro. What is this shoulder roll shit he's doing, man?
I don't know who the fuck told. I hate that shit. But you know, getting knocked the fuck out by Figueroa made him, I guess, add some things to his because I don't remember him using a shell before this, to be honest. But
I'm saying, do they think that shit just magically makes you get hit less just because you have your arms that way?
Probably.
Like,
it's like an invisibility field or something.
Yeah.
Good fight so far, though.
And that's exactly how people like sell the Philly shell to fighters now. Like it's like if you have just a empty like wire hanger and you're like, here's my invisibility cloak. I'll sell it to you for $30.
Fucking selling. Fucking.
Is Chaim still here?
Hey, right there.
Why is Nery throw his punches so wide? Why is every punch wide?
He's quiet.
Apparently,
he's waiting to get his ass kicked
because he's trying to generate more power.
Yeah.
Doesn't the clenbuterol help with that though?
No, the clenbuterol. What the clenbuterol
it actually cuts.
does?
You're right. It cuts weight out. You're correct. It's more for athletic.
Yeah, it's so that you can arrive invigorated, basically, that you won't be drained. You won't lose muscle mass, but you'll lose the fat and the water and all the other shit.
That's
but you won't
exactly
lose
what I
muscle
need
mass.
to take.
Man, when are they going to stop making Scream movies?
I don't know, bro. I don't know what the fucking point of this movie.
Oh, God.
They're gonna, as long as there's money to be made, they'll keep pumping it out. You know that.
And as long as idiots keep paying for these shitty remakes, they're going to keep making them.
Do you realize? You know why? Do you know why horror movies are so popular? Honestly, I mean, all dead and serious. Because there's such low cost and low budget to make. There's such a good return on investment.
Yeah,
that's why they make
it is. And Scream has been a lucrative franchise, but you know, I saw the last one, the one with Nev Campbell and Courtney Cox, and look, it was actually all right. I watched it. It was like, yo, it was all right. But it's like now you got a whole different thing going on. They in New York. Like, what is this, bro? Like Scream in New York, really? The whole thing that made it work is that it's in a small town. If he in New York, he gonna get shot. Go to the Audubon. Go to Audubon doing that. Go to Audubon doing it and see if you don't get shot.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But what I don't understand about the Scream movie is supposed to be scary, I guess. But the original Scream, the first one, was supposed to be a parody to all the slasher movies.
Yeah, it was.
So how does it scary? I don't understand.
No scary movies are scary anymore, to be real with you. There's very few that I've seen that have a real atmosphere. Like, I give it to Insidious. I think it was good. Conjuring was good.
No.
I'll say the first one was okay. There were moments. You know what I mean? I saw Smile. Smile was decent. Like, it was decent. But other than that, most scary movies now are mediocre, man.
Yeah, and most movies, most of these scary movies these days are just absolute cliche.
True.
I mean, Conjuring ripped the fuck out of like The Exorcist.
They did.
Poltergeist, all that shit.
But that's let me say this. That's why I enjoyed it, because it felt like an homage to the movies that I used to watch when I was young. That's how I chose to take it, but I do agree. You could see that they were inspired by the movies of old. You could see that.
Did you say the new Scream's based in New York?
Yeah, bro. That shit makes sense.
Fellas, that makes no sense. You know why? Because New Yorkers, you remember Weekend at Bernie's?
Yeah.
In the beginning scene where the dude tries to mug him, he's like, "Man, fuck you! It's too fucking hot. Fuck off." That's like how you gonna do some shit like that in New York? Just keep going around.
That shit, but that's why you can't sell it. Because I'm like, yo, I'm gonna be real with you, man. If this dude show up on 8th Ave in front of St. Nick, like, man, you gonna get shot, bro. Fuck all this movie shit, my guy.
Do you remember when they tried to make that Jason versus Manhattan movie? Like, seriously, that was trash.
Ivo says scary movie ruined Scream for him. Every time he sees Ghostface, he says, "What's up?"
I would argue with him. Nah, but let me put y'all on, bro. There's this movie called Titan. If you want like a throwback horror movie, like it's very John Carpentry. It's a French movie. Go watch that shit immediately after this. It's called Titan.
Does the ghost immediately wave the white flag?
Bro, what's it called? Titan,
yeah. It's like Titan. It's like Titan with an E at the end. It's amazing. Okay. It's a French movie.
Hang on, I think I've seen this. Hang on.
Yeah, it's very John Carpentry.
Okay, I haven't seen this, but I've heard about it. Okay.
Dude, who's going to see the new?
Them Armenian fighters are tough motherfuckers, though.
Nery's getting pieced up, man.
Has Nery's fundamentals always been absolute dog shit?
Yes.
Purposely,
no, literally, yes. Listen, his whole thing has always been he's got the I hit hard so I can take chances thing going on, because he's never been fundamental.
Loma.
Hey.
He's here to support Hovhannisyan. That's what that
nice.
is.
Okay, got you.
He's one of Climus's boys.
That's so true about Armenian fighters. Who remembers?
White's got him looking all weird. He looks like a
Victor Chinian was a beast, man.
He's ready for war, man. He about to fucking send that little Vegas twerk.
After Nonito got to him, man, he was done.
Who's going to see Fast X? I don't think I am this time. I don't know.
Can I tell you something? I've probably seen 2 Fast and Furious movies my whole life, and I didn't even watch all of them.
Wow. Yeah, after the third one, they all look the same to me.
I
can never tell which one is. I can never tell which one is 4, 5, and 6. Like they all look the same to me.
The first one was okay.
The first one. I've only seen the first one. I've never seen any other ones.
I saw the first one in the cinema. After that, it's cringe. It's become worse and worse. They're literally launching cars. Hang on, they're launching cars into outer space. Holy fuck!
How did they go
seriously?
From street racing to
that's legit.
That shit. How the fuck you turn drag racing? How do you turn drag racing into this shit? Like
bro, that's what I'm saying.
I'm telling you, that shit they're gonna be drag racing aliens in space.
Yeah, bro. They're talking about doing.
Here's what it lost me. It's like is the franchise has progressed over the years. Like it's like their main crew of like.
How do they go from drag racers to fucking spies? Like what the fuck happened?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, like they go from like street racers to like taking on mercenaries, assassins.
But that's
you know what? They want to cross over. They want to cross over.
Remember, it's like Die Hard, bro. Die Hard, the first one to me is a masterpiece of film. It's perfect. It works perfect, and it's believable. But after a while, this is a cop, my guy. How the fuck you out here with the CIA and the FBI and the terrorists? And you launch your cars in a Harrier jet? like this is a cop, all right?
Do you remember that jet was there? That jet was like up there on that fucking highway, like,
And he had like I think he was in an
what is that
18
shit?
wheeler. I
What
think
the
he was in
fuck
an
is that?
18 wheeler, and I'm like, bro, this shit don't make. This is just.
Bro, I see. No, like I saw the trailer for the last Fast Furious. And I was like, I already knew it was gonna be dumb because John Cena is playing Vin Diesel's evil brother. That's already on his face.
Right, you know what? You know what? I mean, you know what, bro? When he showed up in the last movie and like it was established he was
never had a brother. He never had a brother.
Okay,
Just made
now
it up.
now he's got a brother all of a sudden. Where the
That's
fuck did he come from? Where was he this whole time? Like, are you like really?
Bro, and like they got a guy who like kind of looks like Vin Diesel, but is an entirely different ethnicity. To me, that's hilarious. Like y'all not even trying,
bro.
They just conjured him out of nowhere, out of thin air, and put him.
You know what the shit is? There's no planet in this solar system that you could put me on where I'm gonna believe that bullshit. This is your brother, really?
Yeah. And you know what's crazy?
It's
They want
an
to do.
insult.
They want to
They're
cross
insulting
over.
us.
They want to do a crossover with Transformers.
Oh God, no.
That's right.
You're kidding. That's a joke,
That's
right?
what I was saying. That, dude, I
Hey.
swear to
I
God,
know
that's what
you
I'm saying.
lying.
Like, when is
Hey,
Optimus
Jules.
Prime gonna show up in one of these shits? Like, seriously.
Evo Dave says next Fast and Furious movie will have Vin Diesel race Putin's bear while Trump builds a wall.
Yeah. Yeah. But hey, do you want the sad thing is? Motherfuckers are going to pay for this shit.
I know.
They're still going to make a lot of fucking money.
They are.
That's the sad motherfucking thing.
And that's
Fucking oath.
That's the reality of this shit. As bad as these movies have been,
Yeah.
somebody is watching this shit because that's why they keep making them. Because somebody
Yep. And Mirage, let me tell you something. I'm one of those motherfuckers who's probably gonna pay for it. That's how sad it is.
Pirate.
Why?
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 Nah, I'm fucking around. I'm fucking around.
No, but you know what's
All right.
crazy?
You're lucky,
And we
man.
had
You're
the same
lucky.
conversation with superhero movies. Is that like I don't like these movies, but they are keeping the movie theaters open. Like honestly, 'cause
Yeah.
people are coming
Look,
in.
I don't.
At least they're superheroes. At least they're superheroes. The context is more believable than Vin Diesel launching into outer space. At least
Yeah.
fucking hell.
I mean, like,
Yeah,
see, I believe that I believe that Hollywood. I believe that Hollywood is scapegoating the superhero movies because let's be real, you motherfuckers ain't got no new ideas. That's the truth.
The fact.
You don't. You've been regurgitating. You've been regurgitating the same shit by my count for 40 years. Jason 8, Jason 9, Nightmare on Elm Street 8. It should have. Yo, who saw Jason X? They were in space.
Nicholas Parr, we're watching the fight, even though we're talking about movies. We're watching, believe it or not.
Yeah, I'm watching Hovhannisyan getting busy, but
I mean, speaking of superhero movies, like I rewatched what was it? I rewatched The Green Hornet maybe like a month ago. Oh God, that was awful,
bro.
That was terrible.
But there are a lot of good movies, man. They're just very hard to find. Like they're low key.
Yeah, you have to look beyond mainstream.
Yeah,
to me,
like
a lot of independent movies are actually pretty good. A lot of independent
foreign films.
Like, did you guys
see the Whale? Hey, foreign movies. If you want to watch great horror movies, foreign horror movies, they still hit the mark. Sort of in relation to like the 80s or 70s, they still have the same.
Like France, Japan, and Korea, bro.
Yeah,
like the best.
Well, obviously, the French horror movie craze of like probably a decade ago. You know, like Inside and fucking what was the movie? There was a few like classics that came out about a decade ago. I forget the names. Martyrs. Have you guys seen Martyrs? French. That's a French classic.
It depends. What do you guys like? Movies? Do you like cinema? Like, there's a bunch of good movies out there.
I'm gonna say that America is no longer the hub for a lot of things, and movies is one of them.
No, it's not.
China has a lot of good movies.
Not for the best movies. It's in terms of money, in terms of revenue, sure, but
revenue because we're cattle. America is cattle, and we are. We are
chewing cud in the movie theater.
Actual storyline and all that. We've.
And I'm saying that what I see is going on in the world right now is everybody's carving out their own lane, and they don't need us. You know, maybe there was a time when we were mass producing Rambos and Arnolds and those kinds of characters, and the world was consuming that. And now the world has separated itself. Their own everything. Like France has its own music scene. And it didn't dawn on me until a couple of years ago that, you know, they've always had their own singers. They weren't sitting around listening to all the same shit as us. They've always had their own lane. And that's what's going on in the world right now, which is why we're falling behind. We're not as creative as we think we are.
Bro, yeah, America's cultural hegemony is breaking. Like,
yes,
other countries have better ideas than us.
Say that word again, please. Say that word again. Say it,
Cultural
please.
hegemony.
With all due respect, when you keep pushing out shitty Marvel movies and you just do it over
well, they're
and over
not
and
shit.
over.
No, wait a minute. No, I'm not
You
gonna let you do that. I'm not gonna let you do that.
got him.
The
What I meant to say,
Marvel movies are
Fucking
not
fast.
shitty. They're getting repetitive.
Oh.
What I meant to say.
Can I interrupt real quick? Is there any other boxing channel that ever used the phrase cultural hegemony?
Not that I'm
no. There's a different ilk over here. I just like
Hovhannisyan is a tough dude though, because he's getting hit with some shit.
Those Armenians are tough as fuck. Has anybody seen the movie Parasite?
That sounds familiar.
That's amazing, amazing film.
Movie.
That's
Amazing
Cronenberg's son, isn't it?
great
Cronenberg's son. Is that
No.
David Cronenberg's son?
Parasite? No, that's
that's the Japanese. That's the Japanese.
Korean. It won Best Picture.
Korean, yeah, I've seen that.
That guy is a genius, bro.
That was a good movie. Yeah, that was a good movie. I'm just curious. Jules mentioned Schwarzenegger and Stallone. What are your views on The Rock, like the contemporary action star?
I respect his work ethic, but I don't respect. I'm going to be honest. He's a huge star, but he seldom ever played in my house. I'm being honest. Let me say it that he had 2 movies that I saw, and I actually like those movies just because they're kitschy. And that's Walking Tall, where he plays the guy that goes.
Yep.
I like Walking Tall.
That was good.
And I didn't mind the rundown with that guy. You know the guy.
Shaw William Scott. Yeah. Stifler.
I didn't mind that. But Jumanji and
Welcome to the Jungle. So generally, he makes sort of, to me, he makes disposable action movies.
Yes.
He makes forgettable.
Can I say this too? He's not like I honestly do respect his work ethic just because he's done well for himself, and I respect that. But he's not Schwarzenegger.
I agree.
I
agree totally.
You don't have anything that's on the level of
Arnold made some fucking classics.
And you know what? Even with that, Arnold had thick ass like Austrian accent in American films, Arnold still had more emotional depth and range than The Rock would ever have.
Yeah. Look, there's a scene in Conan, him and the Mongolian guy, they're drunk, they're going down the stairs, there's a hooker on the corner. And just that one line that Arnold had is better than anything I've ever seen in any Rock movie ever. He said, "You old slut." I laughed. I've been laughing at that shit for maybe 30 years, bro. Every time that scene comes up,
bro,
he
has more charisma than The Rock in the Terminator movies, and he's playing a fucking robot.
And the benefit of Arnold was he had James fucking Cameron for those movies.
Yep, he did.
Yeah, but
no, what I'm saying is Rock don't take risks with directors the way Arnold did.
No. Let me say this. Rock has it easier, a lot easier than Arnold, because here you have this Austrian with this thick fucking accent, and he's got to try to work it out, bro. Like, could you imagine trying to break into Hollywood and you have that? Whereas The Rock, you have all these predecessors that laid the groundwork for you, so it's easier for you and someone like you to get into those lanes. To me, no Schwarzenegger, no Rock.
Go back
Julius, you remember in the rundown, the Schwarzenegger had a cameo in the beginning, and he told The Rock, "Good luck." You remember that?
I think I remember. Yeah, I remember that.
He was leaving
The Rock. I'll watch in the movie theaters. Like Skyscraper, it was good to watch in the movie theater.
Yeah, but you
I'm not gonna watch it at home.
Yeah, when you watch Skyscraper, you forget about it by the time you leave the fucking door, right?
I'm serious. Yeah, I watched that San Andreas movie, and it's literally what Mirage said. I can't remember anything about, and I watched it.
What I remember from San Andreas is his fucking ex-wife's new fucking dude left the daughter. That's it, and they had to go get the daughter. That's it.
Yeah, man, these guys are throwing.
Did anybody see Baywatch? Because I never watched Baywatch.
Never watched Baywatch. Holy shit!
I'm not gonna lie. I did watch Baywatch. It was funny. It was because I used to watch the real Baywatch with Hasselhoff and everybody and Lacey, all the people.
Carmen Electra,
Pam Anderson. All of it. I used to watch it, and I thought that it was gonna be like that. It was nothing like that. It was like a comedy. And it wasn't bad. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
Jules, think about that though. They had Baywatch solving detective crimes on
No,
the
I was just about to like, what kind of fucking lifeguard?
That's fucking.
What kind of lifeguard willfully does like you're gonna get shot at, bro? On a
Wait. So
lifeguard salary?
I'm confused. So were the lifeguards cops?
No, bro. That's
that's what's crazy about it, man.
That sounds retarded.
Yo, Jay, you couldn't have thought something more. You couldn't have thought of something more impractical that you're gonna put you're gonna get shot at. You're gonna go in caves. You're gonna almost die on a lifeguard salary.
Oh fuck, bro!
You're not a cop. You got
The
no
Rock.
gun,
You know, The Rock don't even have a red heat on his resume. I love fucking.
Not even that. Yeah. Hey, Red
Who
Heat.
remembers Baywatch nights when they started fighting vampires?
Bro.
That movie was that's an awful television
Hey,
show. It's one of the worst ever.
Red Heat was on TV the other night. That's fucking hilarious. John
Red Heat
Belushi
still holds up.
Oh, hilarious when he knocks the guy out on the sidewalk.
Hilarious, hilarious.
Do you know Miranda? Do you know Miranda? And then he knocks the motherfucker out. That's comedy gold. That's fucking hilarious.
Watching some holy shit. Hilarious is Mitch, lifeguard, transitioning from lifeguard work to detective work to literally fighting demons. Because that's what Baywatch became. These motherfuckers literally went from just being lifeguards to witchcraft, bro. I was like, what's happening? Bro?
Did anybody watch Black Adam?
My
shit was
family.
I wasn't feeling that. I wasn't feeling it. It was.
I heard it was bad. I mean, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
See, The Rock takes himself, in my opinion, too seriously. Arnold always you know his one-liners. The sort of he had the charisma. Rock is just 100% serious, even though he's doing ridiculous.
Can I say that Batista's a better actor than The Rock?
Oh, facts.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah. Nah, but
Batista's legit.
Arnold had so much, like, he really sold everything. Like in Predator, like he like throws a knife and like kills a guy, and then he looks directly in the camera and says, "Stick around." What
about on?
And it works. And it works. It fucking works.
I'm not exaggerating. I still pop that and I still watch the first Predator because it's fucking perfect.
There are scenes where he's not even saying anything. Like it's all just physical acting. When he's he's like fighting the Predator, and it's an amazing performance.
It's great.
He's not even saying anything.
In the fucking Running Man, in the
great movie.
Even that's a mid-range
what about
movie.
He grabs the dude and he throws him over the rail. He's like, "Give you a lift."
I got a question for you guys.
Y'all can't forget Total Recall as well. Throw that in there, y'all.
There's so many.
I got a question. I got a question for you guys. Not to get off subject, but there's a really great movie. You may or may not have seen it. It's a movie called Midnight Run. It's got Robert De Niro. Charles Grodin. Really great. Buddy.
That's underrated.
Watch that movie.
Great flick.
I love that film, villain. I love that movie.
No, okay. Speaking of Total, Jules, who do you take? Arnold's lover in Total Recall or Running Man, Maria Conchita Alonso?
Maria, for sure.
No, Sharon Stone. Sharon Stone all the way. Sharon Stone.
I'm not really into blondes like that, but that was prime Sharon.
No, I'm not talking about Sharon. I'm talking about the brunette.
Oh, okay.
Conchita. If it's out of them, matter of fact, not even them two.
No, there was another one.
No. Breasts. Remember when they went to the shit? It was a three titty.
You're taking a three-breasted chick.
It wasn't Conchita. It wasn't Conchita. It was the other. It was the other chick.
It was the chick that was in Con Air too. That was gonna get raped.
It wasn't Conchita. Yeah, it was another one.
By the way, fellas, best scene. What the fuck did I do wrong?
What the fuck did I do wrong? Help me! That was my shit.
Okay.
I like the chicken.
So, are you gonna take Maria Conchita from Running Man or from Colors?
Running Man. She was more mature in Running Man.
Okay.
But Shea, like Arnold's, I don't believe that Arnold is in the same. I mean, I don't believe that The Rock is in the same stratosphere as Arnold, even though that's what he's trying to do, and you can see it. It's what he's trying to do.
He'll get argued at because of the wrestling.
Honestly, no, I'll say that he'll get argued at because of the frequency of films. He's actually been in a lot of movies when you think.
He really has.
He's been in a lot of
but
it's just like Mirage said. Them shits is like really forgettable though. Like,
it's like McDonald's, man. They're around every corner. Every corner there's a Rock.
Matter of fact,
shitty Rock movie.
Like a movie of his that I did particularly enjoy. It's a change. Faster. Y'all remember that one? Faster when he got out of jail.
That one was good.
That was pretty good. That was actually.
Did you guys
decent.
watch his Hercules?
I did. I saw it.
Look, I'll be honest. I liked
okay.
I liked it, the spin. I liked it, the spin that he was bullshitting. You know, because he was bullshitting, and if you've seen it, he was basically bullshitting in the movie.
It's kind of like he's living off like fake lies and fake shit.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And if you remember, there was another Hercules movie that came out the same year, and it blew it out.
That one sucked. That one sucked.
Yeah. But the Dwayne Johnson's career for me is always going to be Dwayne Johnson fighting something.
Yeah.
Because first it was. I remember the movie was fighting aliens and Doom. Then it was fighting, was fighting Parenthood in that movie.
Bro, and then in Skyscraper he's fighting a building.
Didn't he make that movie? Didn't he? Wasn't he in Doom too? When they made Doom?
Yeah, he wasn't Doom. He wasn't Doom. Yeah.
He's fighting a building.
Bro, that's what Skyscraper is.
No, remember he played that gay bodyguard in that movie. In the sequel to Get Shorty.
Be cool with John Travolta.
Yeah.
Be cool.
With John Travolta.
Yeah, and in San Andreas he was fighting a earthquake.
He was fighting. He was fighting an earthquake, bro.
He was in Get Smart with Steve Carell.
Tooth Fairy, bro. He was fighting.
Does anybody remember that movie?
Cavities, bro. He's fighting.
Drew, you remember when Steve Carell kissed him in the mouth?
I never saw it,
bro. That's what happened in one of the scenes. I'm not even kidding.
Oh shit! But yeah, I do feel that while I respect his work ethic and how far he's come, because honestly, you do have to respect how far he's come. He's.
Don't forget G.I. Joe Retaliation. Don't forget G.I. Joe.
Scorpion King.
But I can wholeheartedly say that there isn't a single movie that he's really made that's gonna hit anywhere near as good.
That left a lasting impression on people,
as a Conan or as a Predator. Those kinds of those are classics, bro.
Yeah.
Like, fuck around. Those are fucking classics, bro.
Hey, Jules, what about the Scorpion King, man?
That's bullshit, bro. I don't care about that.
Cheesy as hell. Cheesy.
Yo, can I tell you something? I wasn't worried about, and that was like, I remember all of that. The hype was, oh shit, they put the Rock. I didn't care then, bro. When
he was
young.
better in The Mummy Returns than Scorpion King.
That shit was some bullshit. Like,
not to interrupt, but everybody out there who's listening, make sure we like the video so we get some more
algorithm.
Okay?
No, like Jules, like Coach says, I'll get the likes on the back end.
Yeah,
I love what he said. I'll get it on the back end.
Oh shit, but yeah, yo, The Rock is just, God bless him, but
yeah, fuck that.
He's a little too arrogant, man.
Dude, yeah, but no.
Well, I'm not. Yeah, I don't want to attack his. I don't want to attack his character, but the way he comes across on the screen, it is true. Like, you take yourself too seriously. It's just like that. Like whereas when I saw Batista as Drax, I just saw Drax.
Oh, facts.
Yes.
And he would never do that. He would never do a
but then I think The Rock counterbalances is you can't find nobody in the business or anybody in the street to say a bad word about him taking time for the fans and being accessible.
But yeah,
it doesn't seem like
point though, like Jules,
He's
he
not
would
a
never
dick.
be able to do a Kindergarten Cop because he would take himself too seriously.
Well, no,
exactly.
he did the football movie for Disney with his daughter, with the girl.
Yeah.
Airbud.
Yeah,
3?
but that wasn't. But like you look, Country will remember.
He won't do a junior.
You remember Kindergarten Cop, right? When
I do.
And it was big. I'm Kimball. I am your teacher. That was just that. That was priceless.
Boys have a penis. Girls have a vagina.
It's not a tumor.
That joke would have worked this year.
Who is your daddy and what does
that
he
joke
do?
will be now. Boys and girls have both.
and listen, you've had so many guys try it. You know, Vin Diesel tried it with the pacifier. I'm pretty sure Rock tried it. And it's like, it's not going to come across the same. Like you're not that guy, pal. That's the only way I can say it. You're not that guy.
Yeah. And it's harder than it seems. Like, you would think, it's sort of easy, but it's not. You need to have that. I mean, it's a special charisma, right?
Arnold Schwarzenegger could play Airbud's. He could play Airbud's strength conditioning coach, and that would be like an Oscar-worthy performance.
Twins, bro. Twins with Danny DeVito. That was. It's like because remember, I was around for all that, so I remember what the reaction was, and it was great. Like, it was like, yo, yeah, this is good shit. This shit is like.
So I just watched Twins a couple weeks ago again.
Yo, Drew, you remember Twins? You moved too soon. It's the first rule in the crisis situation.
Oh, he's starting that funny talk again.
you mentioned Twins, like Twins on its
I know,
face.
but
Like,
he was good in it. But Danny DeVito stole that shit, being the little
Yeah.
player.
Oh
Fucking all the
shit!
married
Someone made a
women
good
and-
point. He was in Pain and Gain. It actually is a really good movie.
Oh yeah, that actually wasn't bad.
But that's his
That was
like
pretty
less actiony movie though. He's like
He's
playing
not the
dummy
he's
there.
not
But-
top
but that's
billing
due
on
to
that.
Mark
Yeah.
Wahlberg's dumb
You gotta
ass. That's due to
realize though,
Wahlberg,
he's
yeah.
not
Due to
the
Marky
one.
Mark as
That's
well.
Mark
Yeah, I
Wahlberg's
like
movie.
I
Mark
like
Wahlberg,
that
too.
kindergarten cop. It's not a tumor.
but you mentioned Twins. Like Twins on its face, it's a ridiculous concept. It's just idiotic, but they made it work.
It made
You
sense.
know, the two
When you saw
actors.
it, it actually made sense.
Danny DeVito. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like a lot of the talent comes from like selecting who you're going to work with, and Arnold knew, like, I'm going to work with the top of the class comedian Danny DeVito, and we're going to make this shit work. So
And
this is a part of his talent.
they tried to do it recently. There was my fucking
Yeah.
wife, man. She puts this fucking movie on it. It's The Rock and it's Kevin Hart.
Hart.
Like,
Oh, the spy movie.
yeah, and I'm like,
Central
and I'm like,
Intelligence.
I know what the fuck you're doing. You're trying to do the Twins thing again. Like that's what you're going for with this. It is though, because he's the big guy and you're the little guy. It's like, bro, like
more like
get
central
some
lack of
fucking
intelligence.
originality, please.
That's gone. That's gone, bro. That's gone.
Obvious.
Not like, I mean, but Jules, you made a good point about Dave Bautista because he actually played an antagonist in like an Ip Man spinoff movie. I don't know if you ever seen it, but he was very compelling. It's like he's about to kill some guy, right? He's cooking him a steak, and he's like, "Why did you make me then?" Oh, because I wanted you to enjoy your last meal. And he was just so chilling, bruh, and that shit. He really was.
He's got he's got a good presence. I like Batista,
Honestly,
especially in Blade Runner 2049. He only had a few minutes.
That
but
was
it
an amazing
memorable.
performance, and he's only
Memorable,
there for
yeah.
a few minutes.
I got
Memorable,
a question.
yeah.
I got a question for you guys. I forget the exact name of the movie, but Gene Simmons from Kiss played the villain in it, Malik Al-Rahim.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. What movie is there? Rucker Hauer was in it as well, right?
Yeah.
I can't remember the name. I know
of it though, but man, that was a good movie.
Dead or Alive.
Yo, this is Rock'em. This is some real Rock'em Sock'em shit, bro. I'm surprised.
Damn.
They going
No,
in, bro.
Them Armenian motherfuckers are tough, yo.
For real, like.
Who's winning? I don't even know who's winning.
I don't. You get to pick them who's winning, bro. Honestly,
Honestly, yeah. But
I was going to ask you guys, what did you think?
Luis Nery is winning.
I think so too.
What did you think of Gene Simmons' performance as Malik?
I don't even remember the film, if I'm being honest. I think I didn't even know that was Gene Simmons at the time. That's what's funny when I watched it. But I don't know. I got to see it again to know for sure.
Have y'all seen Snowpiercer?
Nah.
No.
Oh my
With
God.
Chris Evans, that train movie?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw it.
Bong Joon-ho directed it. Fucking phenomenal action movie.
Oh yeah, that's a good movie. Yeah, that's a really good movie.
Great production, like interesting premise. Yeah, it was a good movie.
Damn, these dudes are throwing.
Didn't they make a show based off that film?
Yeah, I heard it's not that good though.
Yeah, I never saw it though. Yeah,
it was a good movie.
What's going on? They stopping it?
Are they checking him in the corner? They let it go. Okay, so
Luis Nery is winning this fight, I think, but I think he gave up the last round.
Do you guys rate?
I see it's close.
Who do you rate higher, Sly or Schwarzenegger?
Sly.
I stopped doing that, but if I had to, I would rate Stallone because he wrote Rocky. He wrote First Blood.
Yep, he was Rocky and Rambo, man.
Those are two of the most iconic characters in cinema. Bro.
And look what if you go behind the scenes, look what he produced too, that he didn't act in.
If you guys have never seen the movie Copland, it's one of the most underrated.
I've seen Copland. He was fat in that. He was fat. I remember Copland.
But it's a great performance of him.
What was the one with him and Banderas, the Specialist?
Assassins.
Oh, that
was a generic.
And that was mid. That was like really, especially for Stallone. Like,
but who was in it? Sharon Stone, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why we saw it, because Sharon.
Copland, that is one of his best performances.
It's a great ensemble cast. It's a really, really great underrated movie. What's funny about
the funny fact, they wanted him for Beverly Hills Cop, but
he
didn't want to be. He wanted to turn it into what Cobra was. So he basically said, "No, I don't want to do the comedy." And then he made Cobra after.
Then they retold it, and Eddie Murphy got the role.
Which is his
no, it was always supposed to be a comedy. He was just trying to make it into fucking not a comedy.
Fun fact: did y'all know Die Hard was supposed to be a sequel to Commando?
I
Really?
did not know that.
Really? So with God,
You know
Really?
who they
Yep.
asked first to be in Die Hard before
Willis,
Frank,
Bruce
Frank
Willis.
Bruce Willis?
Sinatra.
It was Al Pacino.
Frank Sinatra was also given that role. It's hard to believe that, but Frank Sinatra was offered that role as well, which is insane.
Hang on.
It was Al
How
Pacino
old was
first.
Frank
He was gonna-
Sinatra?
he was gonna be in there
old as
crooning.
shit. I'm
Not
not
a
He was gonna be
fuck.
crooning
You gonna
to
have
Paris.
Frank Sinatra
Are you
crawling
sure?
through the air conditioning duct?
the reason. The
Bro, he
reason
would have been
being,
crooning through the fucking
75 years old.
through the
He
fucking
gets
sound
like,
system.
Oh,
No,
the cops, help me.
And
now the movie was supposed to be
the
made.
end
The
is
movie was
near.
supposed to be made before the 80s.
by the way,
When the
I'll
speaking of
be
which,
Prince first
as
came
I
out,
raise
Yeah.
my final curtain.
Hovhannisyan
when
is
the
And he was
down.
killing terrorists.
oh shit,
Yeah.
oh shit,
Uh-oh.
oh yeah,
Bro,
oh damn,
yeah.
he's
Oh,
out,
shit.
he's out, he's done, he's done.
Oh,
That's
down
a
he
push. That's
goes.
not a knock. Get the fuck
It-
out of here, bro. That's a
Bro.
push.
Yeah, but he had those
No,
stanky
no.
legs
he's
before
a
that though.
No. No, he's hurt.
Luis Nery looks like George Jefferson, bro.
Fuck, oh, he's
Let's
fucked up.
see if
Don't he?
let's see if Luis Nery can finish him up.
Yeah, he might be done. He might be done, man.
Hova
Yeah.
can take a beating though.
Yeah.
I gotta give him
Yeah,
credit.
yes, he
Oh,
Oh
can.
shit, he's done. That's it. That's it.
Yeah,
He's done.
Done. He's
done, yeah.
fucking.
Stop the fight.
He's
Stop the
fucking
fight.
done.
He's done.
Come on,
What?
Hovhannisyan.
Stop the
What's
fight,
out
man.
there, man?
Yep. Nery
Jesus.
finished him off.
That was a hell of a
Fuck,
fight.
Bro, he looks like the Mexican
That
George
was a
Jefferson.
really good fight, bro.
Yeah.
You look like a Mexican Scott Quigg.
George Jefferson.
He don't.
Oh,
Wait a minute, what are they doing?
Bro,
I gotta
did they
ask the
stop
question:
you?
Does Mirage ever
Did the
sleep?
bell ring or something, or did they stop
Bro,
it?
it's
No, it's the-
mid-afternoon here,
no.
bro. It's mid-afternoon. Do you
and
fucking
they're like 2
sleep?
days. Ain't you like 2 days ahead of us?
Well, no. What I'm saying is sometimes we've had lives like at other times you're still awake. That's why I asked.
Yeah, don't you worry. Don't you worry about that. I'm around. I'm around.
Nice.
Yo, I
Dude,
thought that they stopped the fight. They're in the middle of the
Yeah,
round.
so did I.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
I thought they stopped
I
it.
thought they stopped the fight.
What? Oh, it's still going on.
Oh,
It's still another round.
Oh, it rung the
Oh,
bell. The bell rung.
Wow.
I guess he
yeah,
hasn't had enough. He
I
said,
got it
Well,
on
that's
mute.
what happens when we, watch shit with the
I got it
No,
on mute. I didn't even know that. I got on mute. I
No,
didn't
this
know.
is a tough. This is a tough fucking dude, bro. Hand said Stallone didn't want to make a cop movie a comedy.
He has to
Explain
know that-
Stop when my mom was. Yeah, he was in that movie with Estelle Getty,
Yeah,
man.
but to answer that question,
was a flop. That movie was a
came
flop.
out like 4
Yeah.
years before, so that doesn't count.
But that
Yo,
was
Jules,
a flop,
Jules,
that
time.
movie.
Jules,
He didn't like
Jules,
the
you want to?
script.
Y'all want to hear a funny story? That what's that movie called with Estelle Getty? Don't Stop or My Mom Will Shoot or
No,
some
stop or my mom will shoot.
shit. Did y'all know Schwarzenegger confessed years later he tricked Stallone into taking that role?
Exactly. That's why he did it. Tell him the
amazing.
story.
That's a great
okay.
troll.
So here's what happened. They were battling
the
back
way,
and
the way he
forth.
told it.
They had a
Go ahead.
rivalry. So
Uh-huh.
Schwarzenegger put it out in Hollywood like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this movie. I'm gonna do this movie. I want to do it. I want to do it." And Stallone shortstop him, called the studios like, I'll do it for this price. And fucking it was a fucking flop. And that's why Arnold did it.
Schwarzenegger said, because I got the script that I already knew it was going to be a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yo, B, that's wild, bro.
That's hilarious.
Damn,
you know
this
what's
is the 11th
what's
round.
great that even though I think that they made each other better, all those stars of that era, because bear in mind that you have Bruce Willis, Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Tom Cruise to some degree, all coexisting and making these big movies. Bro.
Yep, in the 80s and 90s.
Still had the B plus level action stars like Kurt Russell and Escape from New York.
No, don't do that. Don't call Kurt Russell B level.
I said B plus. He wasn't on their tier.
Van Damme was B plus, bro.
Oh yeah, Van Damme was like B minus.
Nah.
Yes,
who was the Swedish guy.
I can't. No, I'm talking about
Dolph
Lundgren.
Lundgren, yeah, he was.
I'm talking about in terms of like that big box office level. Kurt Russell could act better.
Okay, they stopped it now.
Kurt wasn't exclusively an action star. He
that's
wasn't
what I'm saying. He could act better than them, but when he did action, it was good stuff.
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. They stopped.
Yeah, but I wouldn't call Kurt Russell B tier. I wouldn't do that.
I'm saying in terms of like the action level when he would.
And like I said, I would not call it. I would say if we're going to talk about the B tier action guys, that was your Steven Seagal, your Van Damme, your Jeff Speakman, your Michael Dudikoff in American Ninja. Those were the B tier guys. Okay.
I loved American Ninja. That's a classic, man.
It is a classic. Like I like Michael Dudikoff in
By
the
the
movie.
way,
yeah.
Best of the best.
I'm surprised you know that movie. I'm surprised you know the movie. Actually,
I'm very old, bro. Like I've been around for many decades.
Are you in your 40s? How old are you?
I'm about 50, bro.
Huh?
Man.
Really?
No, you ain't, Jules. You lying.
I'm not
not
fucking 50, but I'm around there.
I thought you were a lot
50,
younger than
man.
that,
I'm
actually.
in my 50s.
By the way, speaking of Sly and Stallone, did y'all ever see Escape Plan?
So you know, okay.
Escape Plan was actually decent, but I felt that
they were past their prime, right? They were past their prime.
Yeah, they were old.
And that's that. You could tell that was a selling point for them when they put that together. That they're trying to make it like, oh, Arnold and Stallone are finally in a movie. Yeah, but they're past their prime. They're fucking old.
Oh,
Hank and JoJo. They're gonna have to be escaped from prison soon.
That's gonna be their shit. Escape Plan for their ass. Nah, but I mean, I don't think Tank is gonna see a lot of time off of that. If I'm being, he should.
How much time you think he's gonna do? A few months?
60 days.
To the year.
Yeah, like it ain't gonna be nothing crazy. 60 to 90 days. Bro. He ain't gonna do nothing crazy.
He should be doing some time off of that.
Yeah, you know how it is.
Yeah, like, and that shit wrong because it's like, fam, you didn't have a license, you slammed into those people, you literally fled the scene. It's like, bro,
a pregnant lady, no less.
Some time. You have to.
A pregnant lady, no less.
That's crazy.
I'm saying, bro, Espinosa's gonna bake a cake with a steel file in it.
That was
drop
good
it off.
That was a great fight, man. Them dudes went to war.
That was a real good fucking fight.
That was a real good scrap. That was a real good scrap.
And on that note, fellas, I gotta get back to
what
work.
that's kind of the
Bye, Drew.
I gotta get back to this work. Benavidez is gonna get fucking wrecked, Mirage.
Yeah.
Dude, we're getting along fine. We're getting along. And they just
Yeah, I know. Come on, man.
Because Mayim's not here, and I just wanted to argue, dog. But I agree with you.
Let me just shift the fucking point. This is what I mean. That Golden Boy Promotions, even though they don't have a bunch of cards, whenever they put on a card, it's usually a good fucking. Because that was a good fucking fight. That was a good fucking fight, bro.
Fuck that fight. Those ring card girls, they're the fucking bomb. I don't give a shit about none of that.
Oh yeah, they got good ring girls. They do got good ring girls. But that's why I've been saying that. To me, the Zone should see about just giving them a bigger budget so they can do more shows. Because whenever they do shows, that they're usually okay. They know how to put together some decent scraps.
Why don't they do like a Matchroom versus Golden Boy card?
Because the problem is Golden Boy doesn't have Matchroom's depth. Matchroom has something. Matchroom has a lot of fucking fighters, bro.
Matchroom is worldwide too. The reach is worldwide.
Yeah, like they got a lot of fucking fighters all across a lot of weight classes, bro. Look at how many fighters they got at 140, bro. Got Montana Love, Dalton Smith, Liam Bottle. I'm not sure if they have options on Stevie Sparks, but it was
they do have Stevie Sparks. They do. They have him.
They got him.
They got
See,
him.
I fucking figured, bro. I fucking figured.
Nicholas Parra says we never mentioned Red Sonja.
Oh, with Brigitte
that was a
Nielsen.
good little movie. Good little movie.
I'm gonna say,
and I'm pretty sure Schwarzenegger banged the fuck out of Brigitte Nielsen.
I'm pretty sure he did.
I'm pretty sure he did. That's confirmed.
100% sure he did, bro. That was the dude back in the day, bro. And Stallone married her though, so that they was sharing that joint.
Yeah.
Damn, they were really trying to one up each other. Stallone was like,
"Fuck
all right,
yeah!" That was the good old days. But we don't have that rivalry anymore.
Yeah, and that competition resulted in better movies. Like, if you want to look at like action stars today, it's really The Rock, and that's it. Honestly,
who else? Seriously, because I don't watch many of these contemporary action movies. What about Jason Statham? Is he? He's sort of up there.
I like Jason.
Every now and then he'll drop some fire.
Look, Jason, I'm gonna be honest about Jason Statham. I'm gonna be honest, all right? He's never gonna be on the level of those guys. So I wouldn't follow up by saying, well, we've got Jason Statham, man. Get the fuck out of here.
It's low tier.
Yeah, I fucks with Jason, man. I don't care what anybody says. I fucks with Jason.
Listen, him, the Atkins guy, those are all C tier, bro.
Yeah, Scott Atkins. I know. Yeah,
Scott Atkins, C tier, bro. Like those guys ain't on the level, bro. Like they really.
Y'all know it's a really underrated movie by Schwarzenegger, Commando. Like that. Like,
dude,
the funniest scene in that movie was when he was on the plane and he casually elbowed that dude in the mouth and broke his neck.
Bro, hey, there's about 30 funniest scenes in that movie. There's so many. I mean,
Remember
That's a
talking about
fucking classic.
Sully, remember when I promised to kill you? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, I lied. Bye.
I lied.
Gentlemen, I hate to bother you with the boxing question, but do I want to go back and rewind and watch the rest of this card, or is the card worth the shit? Because it's so
No.
tight.
You don't need to do that.
Nah.
You don't need to watch Shane Mosley stink out the joint, bro.
Okay, so
he
it's not
God,
worth my time.
God, he sucks. I can't stand Shane. I'm sorry.
He does suck, bro.
He does
Like he
suck.
does.
So
suck.
Don't waste my time on the rest of the card. Is that what I'm being told?
That's
Right.
exactly what. That's
Okay.
exactly what it is. Now
Right.
I want to say that it was better then because it was a lot of testosterone in the films then, but the movies were better. They were classics. And if you notice now, I think the last good action movie that I saw that I don't even know if I should qualify it as an action movie or an action hero was Jason Bourne.
True.
yeah,
That's I like John Wick.
John
I
Wick,
like,
yeah.
I was about to
I
say
like-
not John Wick.
but John Wick reminds me too much of Neo.
Yeah, and he's also more
yeah,
modern.
yeah,
he's
yeah,
more of a
yeah.
modern action star, where
Yeah.
he's like more about.
Y'all know it's
I like-
really an underrated action movie. Y'all remember, you ever see Nobody?
Oh, the one with the I know what you're talking about. The one with the guy from Breaking Bad.
Yes, Bob Odenkirk. Yeah, who
Yeah,
plays
yeah.
Saul.
Oh, that's
Saul.
a great
Yeah,
movie.
That's an underrated. That was pretty underrated.
But I don't think you could classify that as an action hero film. That kind of reminds me. I know they're not similar because one is kind of more jokey, but it kind of reminds me of History of Violence with Viggo Mortensen.
Yeah.
It's like more of a thriller.
Yeah.
It just happens to be some violent shit going on. That's kind of how that movie reads to me. Like it just happens to be some violent shit
Yeah.
going on.
But I
Hey,
think that,
What do you guys-
The True Blue action star is dead, bro. Like that shit ain't nobody. The Rock trying to be that, but he not that. He not that.
Hey, what do you guys think about the new Indiana Jones movie coming out?
I'm not
That
sure.
dude is
if
like
that
that
old
dude is
ass
190
Hey.
years old. Like,
You mean that?
Listen,
Hey,
country,
Holding
do
that
you
whip.
want to see an elderly man?
man.
They trying to sell you an elderly man
no.
is still excavating these caves.
Bro,
and
they have
getting
to use
all
CGI
this-
to
Bro, I thought it was
de-age
enough
him.
back in 2008. Come on,
Bro,
now.
Hey,
they
Jules,
have to use de-aging technology because he's
It's
so
worse. It's worse. An 80-year-old man jumping out of a fucking airplane doing
Exact-
fucking.
exactly.
This
Come
is
on,
an
a whip,
insult.
like,
This is
bro.
an
Bro,
insult
it's
to
like
legacy.
Mirage. You just said it's like, bro, you're 80. Lay down. All right.
That's
Yeah.
what they're getting to a point. They've gotten
Holy
to a point where
fuck.
they've gotten to a point where they don't mind insulting the audience's
Yeah.
intelligence. Like, you mean to tell me this 80-year-old man is out here doing all this wild shit? Really? Come on
It's
now.
an
Like,
insult. It's an insult to the legacy. It's an insult to just the character, just everything. It's just to the audience.
mhm.
But motherfuckers are going to pay probably. And
No,
it's
but
just
I've maintained for a long time that this, for those that don't know, this is the 25th universe. That's what this is, except it's with humans, and we are getting dumber as a species. Because if we weren't, they wouldn't be making movies like this, bro. The fact that they're making movies like this and people are actually going to them and consuming this bullshit, it's like, bro, like, you don't see
agree.
that this is bullshit? We're
Well,
getting
this is-
dumber.
yeah, this is a TikTok generation.
Yes.
You know, we are satisfied
Yep.
very superficially, very easily. It's easy to sell this shit. So I agree with you completely. Yeah.
You know, I was
fucking-
watching a video the other day about TikTok, and they were saying it's like screwing people up, like with their minds, like their attention spans are shot, and some.
That's
of
what
them
I
are-
was. That's what I was gonna allude to. That, and I mentioned it earlier. That guys from our generation, like I know I'm not exactly in country's age group, but I know that we're around the same age group.
Right.
We used to go outside and do things that required an attention span.
Yeah.
And this generation was born into a world with an internet where you have glaring images that just pop out at you at any given moment, instant gratification, impulse, everything is now. They don't have attention spans, and their brains, to at least to me, based on what I see the cartoons they watch, and I'm like, bro, this is nothing like the cartoons I used to watch.
I mean, like, there's some weird ass shit going on nowadays, bro. In terms of cartoons, I'll be watching. It's like, what the hell is this? I grew up on Halo and like simple shit, fun like edit like all
The
that kind of
cartoons
stuff.
back in the day used to be actually like mature. These days they're just fucking idiotic and just.
It reads like the cartoons to me that they watch, and honestly, it's in the music too. You can tell it's all drug induced. All of it, everything they're putting out is drug induced. Like a sponge in the ocean. that works at a burger joint. Yeah, y'all motherfuckers was out y'all mind when y'all made that shit.
Hey, well, come on, man. I'm sorry, but Super Mario Brothers, you're popping mushrooms and flying through the sky, and jumping over things. You know what I'm saying?
But that was a game. But that was just a game. It's like I could see how we're degenerating as a fucking species based on the content we produce.
I disagree.
For entertainment.
Was hilarious.
Matter of fact, fellas, I know this is random right quick. Did y'all see Sonic the Hedgehog 2?
No, I didn't see that shit.
I didn't even see the first
okay.
one.
Sorry.
Back in the day, dude, we were always out somewhere. We were going somewhere. We were doing something. We were riding our bikes. Man, we'd go everywhere. We'd hop on the bus. I mean, we're always doing something.
It's kind of scary when you think about it. I reread the experiment the other day, and it was just scary how many parallels you could draw from it to modern society and how it's going to collapse. Because it's just like that, bro. You know, the guys are at odds with the girls, and people aren't fucking as much as they used to. There was literally a survey the other day that people are literally not fucking as much as they used to. Women are not.
I wonder why.
Well, they're at odds with the men and women are at odds with each other. And if you read through the experiment, which is really fucking scary, that's what happened right before the end. You know, that's what happened right before the entire colony of mice died. There was no real reason for all the mice in the colony to die. But what happened progressively over time was the men were at odds with the women. Then you had these other individuals that they wouldn't fuck anything. They wouldn't even participate in society. They would just sit around grooming themselves all day. And that kind of reminds me of the social media influencers that you're getting fit. And most of what humans do, and the reason that humans do all these things, these are mating rituals. You want to look nice and strong so you can get the girls and fuck them. And then you make babies and have a family and generation. Whereas now they're moving away from family. They're moving away from traditional values and having children and raising them. And it's all about me. And that's not sustainable. The continued sustenance of a society like you have to contribute something towards the future. This generation doesn't want to.
Well,
it's extremely bad.
Just to agree with that stat, there's a statistic out there that shows that by 2030 or 2035, over 45 to 50% of all women will be single and unmarried. And it's only going to continue to go up. People are not getting married. They're not making babies. They're not getting together. They're people that are still out doing things in the action of getting together, fornicating, but they're not making families.
What's the number again? What's the figure?
I think it was either 40 or 45% to close to 50 of all women will be single and unmarried with no kids by like 2030 or 2035.
The question is, will that, and this is what I think, this is just me, it'll be the fall of Western society. That's what I think.
That's why you shouldn't come here. That's why you shouldn't come here.
Yeah. It'll be the fall of the West, and the East will be fine because they it just seems, for lack of a better word, because I don't have a better one, they're just more mature over there.
No, they still have social bonds.
Yeah. Whereas here, it's all about me, the individual, and
Sophia says she thinks it's way higher than that.
It probably is.
Probably half by now, more than half, I'd say.
The goal used to be, to start a family, but the way that things are set up in this society, it's all about me. Everybody thinks they're a fucking god, so it's scary. It's scary.
I'm not even gonna lie, bro. Like, I'm young. I'm pretty young. I'm probably the youngest person on the panel regularly. I'm single, and pretty much all my friends are single. I'm not even gonna lie.
How old are you? What's your age?
I'm 23.
Oh, I'm only 13. So.
Yeah, you're a young cat, man. That's for sure.
I'm 9.
I invite anybody.
Jojo Diaz might be giving you a call later.
Google that shit. Google that shit. Universe 25. Read it and tell me you don't see how it all plays out. How there are so many parallels you can draw to modern society with that experiment. It's like, bro, that's exactly what's gonna happen. That's exactly what's gonna happen. It's spooky, man. Spooky. But what are you gonna do?
Yeah, spooky shit.
On that note, I'm going to fuck to sleep, and I'm gonna go have some bad dreams.
Yep, go have a nightmare.
Everybody have a good night. Nice talking to all you guys.
You're gonna have a nightmare about the collapse of Western society.
Take care of yourself. Everybody take care of yourself.
Hey, Jules, have a good night. Thanks for having me
on,
bro.
All right,
been fun.
Spin.